Hey. Oh, there comes there's Cam. There's Freeman Sam here. Hey, there he is.
Uh,
I
kind
get
of.
kinda, yeah, a little blurry. Too much green screen or what?
Um, no,
Oh, that's all right.
using the wrong camera.
Oh, okay. We're just getting stuff started here. I was trying to look for something funny to share, but I kind of try to
Why is it
download some
using the
stuff here.
wrong?
Yeah. Well, I definitely hear you, and I definitely see your camera, but I don't see you.
Yeah, it's. I gotta get to where I can adjust which camera it's.
Sure, you got some you got more than one camera as far as what you
Well,
use.
there's the one that's built in that's crap, and there's the HD one that I
Oh,
prefer
okay.
to use.
Sure, sure, sure. That makes sense. Oh, that's one there. So what's going on, everybody? It's Frankie Slauson here for the pre-show here for season 3, the season 3 finale of Renegade Radio or Frankie Sauce's Renegade Radio, whatever you want to call it. I guess it is what it is. It's Renegade Radio. It's a podcast, and yeah, it's kind of a somber. Kind of somber. Oh, there's. I just minimize the browser, and then I see Santa Claus give me, singing his tongue outside or singing his tongue out. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing that's you as Santa Claus there, Ken,
Yes, it is.
huh? Wow, you definitely fit the mold anyway when it comes to that.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I guess it is the next holiday coming. This week's week of Thanksgiving, and I I feel like we picked a bad time. Like nobody knew that everything was going to happen the way it has. Today, like with because I've been getting a lot of people that have told me that they weren't going to be able to make it, and they changed their mind, and then you know that's why I was just kind of asking her.
You see me?
Yeah, I see you, but you got some background noise going on. But you're probably your TV, I think probably
I got what?
your TV is your TV on.
Yeah, I got it lowered up.
Yeah, I can definitely hear that.
Keep freezing up. Everyone keeps freezing up.
Oh, that's probably just you, because everybody's
Oh,
fine
mine's
on
just a
mine.
background right now.
I think it's probably just your connections or sound, but it's okay. I can hear you. I can see you. How's it going there?
Let me go lower that.
Okay.
Marlene, can you lower that in here? Can you lower that a little bit?
Well, tonight, Sam, we have a guest that you might actually know. Somebody that you
Oh, yeah?
probably either somebody that knows you or somebody that worked with Sam back in the day. His name is Joey Gaynor. That name sound familiar at all?
I'll have to see.
Okay, because he says well, from what Steven said that he worked with Sam or he knew
Dude,
Sam.
I don't know what's wrong, but you keep freezing up, and my everything's good on my end.
Well, I'm not freezing up. My connection's good.
What about me?
You're,
Am I freezing up?
yeah, sometimes. Maybe just restart your computer.
There's something wrong.
Oh, did you have power outage?
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
When do we have a purge? Oh, I already restarted this weekend.
Well,
We're in recess.
is your computer updating at all, or your phone updating, or anything?
It's my
Is that-
computer.
There
Okay.
he is.
Ta-da!
There he
Motherfucker.
is.
Ho ho ho!
now you
Merry
just
Christmas!
now you just look washed out there, Ken. But that's okay. We're used to that. That's probably just the way the
Why you're
camera
not
is,
getting
probably,
in
huh?
it?
Well, I've
Oh,
got
there. Oh.
it has lights. It just
Oh, okay. That's why. That's why.
I actually have studio lights and I have a light on the camera.
It shows I got great service.
Oh, here and there, but sometimes you'll freeze up a little bit, and then you think it's us freezing, but it's not us. Guarantee it's not us. My connection's great. And DJ and Ken's now a monkey now. Santa monkey. Monkey claws.
What if I should reboot my computer? I don't know.
Well, you just do it. You're not missing anything. We're not going to do anything too crazy until the show starts. Because,
Let me leave and I'll be back.
yeah, that's fine.
Hey, don't threaten us with a good time, pal.
So how you been doing there, Ken? I feel like you and I never really get a chance to really just have a one-on-one and all, on the show, because we're always like everybody keeps coming in all the time when we do the show, so never really get a chance to really talk to you much.
That's going good.
Well, that's good. I do want to propose a possible interview with you probably in the month of December when you're not too busy.
I'll be gone the entire month.
Oh, you will be. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
then we can.
I leave this Friday and we start we do the big tree lighting ceremony on Saturday evening,
Okay.
and then I'm working every day until the 24th.
Oh, okay. Is this something that you've been doing for every holiday season?
This is, I believe, my 8th year.
Okay. Wow. They
The
take care.
class.
They take care of you pretty well. I mean, you get paid pretty good, or it's all can't be
Yeah,
volunteer.
there are ways of making exponentially more money than I do,
Okay.
but I like the place I'm at and I like the way they do what they do.
Okay.
So it's worth it to me that I enjoy it.
Sure.
Money's good, but if you don't enjoy what you're doing, what's the point?
What's
And
what's the record amount of kids that you see every year?
Oh
Most of
God,
them.
I don't know. We've done well. We don't we don't just rush them through.
Okay.
Kids have time to sit and talk and ask questions, and
Sure.
if it takes 5 minutes, great. If it takes 10, great.
Okay.
Because everybody waiting in line knows they're going to get the same attention.
Sure. And
You know,
you're patient enough to wait on every kid.
Sure, they come up, we talk, we take
Okay.
some pictures, and then mom goes over to pick out the one she likes, and then we sit and talk and whatever.
Okay.
And then if we want to shoot again, we shoot again. It's just not a quick snap the pic and go.
Sure. It's not like a meet and greet with Santa, like you're paying the premium price, right? Just for
Yeah.
a few seconds.
Yeah, it's that's what I like about it is
Okay.
I get to spend time with the kids, answer their questions, when well, why does Santa do this? Or, where are your reindeer? Or,
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. And I actually can take the time to answer them.
Well, that's good. Well, that's
You know?
that's really good because it's like it's a spirit of Christmas, and even it should be with Santa, no matter if it's a mall Santa or any type of Santa. Our Santa's over here kind of, I mean, I don't know. I remember some past Christmas times or whatever where we would do Santa Claus Day, and I just feel like like they gave us like a time frame with like how much time we were allowed and everything, but I don't know the problem that I had with most of the Santas around here is that they didn't look authentic enough. You
Yeah,
know?
well, that's the thing, I don't keep a beard year round. I grow it out for this.
Sure.
And as you can tell, I platinum blonde it, so it's all nice and
Yeah, I
even.
mean, you actually look like you could actually pull it off. I mean, like that does look realistic. Not just the beard itself, but just you kind of have that Santa Claus kind of look, kind of. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's a
well,
compliment or not, or
I, I,
whatever.
I, I am a grandpa and I am overweight. So yeah,
Yep, because that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say.
and the part of the thing of not wanting to turn it into a job is also that I can have fun with it. I don't have to, like running from private party to private party and,
Sure.
just always, I have to be here at 3, then I have to be there at 6, and I have to be there at what, I am where I am. And,
And that's what it is.
I'm there every day. You want to come see Santa? There he is.
Now, are you going to Lower Vegas then, or is it just
Uh,
like certain areas?
no, it's in the Dos Lagos Mall in Corona, California.
Oh, I guess I never heard of it before, so I've never been around that area before. I just assumed you just go to all over Las Vegas and just go from, like I'm sure they got some malls over there or whatever, but
See, I'm in my toy shop today.
oh, there you
Push
go.
it off.
Wow, that's pretty
Oh,
cool. I
oh,
like those
oh.
photos. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, did you say that your kids were coming today or whatever for Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Or
two
okay,
two of my kids flew in and are visiting,
okay, okay.
and they're my daughter's been doing some special cooking and
Oh wow,
making candy and all kinds of stuff.
okay.
And my
That's
my son's been getting mauled by his 5 dogs, who are happy to have him back.
also those are his dogs. Those not your
Yes,
dogs. Oh,
yeah, I'm
wow.
I'm
Okay.
just I'm just taking care of them while he's helping a friend of ours build a house back in North Carolina.
Okay. Wow,
And
that's a lot of responsibility because those dogs. I
he's
mean,
got nowhere to keep them, out there
sure,
yet.
sure, sure.
So
Is
they
it
stay
is
here
he
with
is he
me.
helping them with a friend because of the hurricane, or just because there was
No,
they're
no, no.
building a
They were
house?
planning on buying a house, and then the hurricane struck,
Okay, okay.
screwed them over. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. No kidding.
you know.
I still can't believe that. Houses are not supposed to float away and everything, like their own boats or whatever.
Oh yeah, they had some vehicles destroyed and some other things like that. Luckily, my son's stuff all came through okay.
Oh, okay.
But I'm real proud of him. He spent just more hours awake than sleeping, chainsawing trees out of the roads. So quite literally, ambulance was sitting there trying to get through, and
Okay.
he's cutting trees to get them off the road so the
Sure.
ambulance can get through.
Okay.
Running around with the generators, charging up people's RVs,
Wow.
delivering trailerfuls of RVs to smaller communities that had no power,
Okay.
doing all kinds of stuff. It's not an exaggeration that he saved lives.
Wow.
It's
That's
pretty
pretty.
cool.
That
I'm
is
very
pretty
proud of
cool.
him.
Is he kind of around my age or is he younger? Because I'm
Um,
41.
let's see. He's 32.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, close enough or whatever. He'd be more close to my brother's age or my sister's age. She's 33. So that means he was born, what, 93 maybe? 92,
92.
92. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. No, that's cool though. I mean, hey, and a lot of it has to do with the way kids are raised, as the old saying goes. So if
Well,
you raise a kid right, then they're gonna make you proud no matter what they do.
he's
Yeah.
he's very competent. He knows how to do things, and more than that, he likes to help people, and he's not afraid to jump in and do things.
Is that your motive too in
Yeah,
life? Yeah.
pretty much. And my daughter is building a business making custom candies and cupcakes and things.
Okay.
And so her and I have been talking about some ideas. So she's like, "Well, when I'm there, we'll make some of them." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, why not? I mean that's cool. See, I don't have much planned for Thanksgiving this year because since I've been working at the casino, I've been I've been working every Thanksgiving. This will be the second time I've worked now on Thanksgiving, and but their thing is they want us to work on those holidays because they're willing to pay us holiday pay. And
Oh yeah.
it used to be back in the day before the whole pandemic and everything changed that even if you didn't show up that day, you would still get your base pay at least. But now it's like the only way you're going to get your holiday pay is if you show up, or you don't get paid that day. I don't like that policy though. I like how it used to be because when I worked because there back in 2006, if whether I was there or not, if it was a holiday, I either got time and a half or I did not. But I still got my base pay, so I never was screwed over for the day or whatever. I got what I needed. That was just how things were back in the day. I tell people about that, and it's like nobody believes me. It's like no, that's how it used to be. In some places, even Walmart used to do that. That's all. Now they don't do anything. Walmart believe that giving everybody a raise in pay would be their better than giving people bonuses and everything else. And I'm just so because I worked there at the time when
Yeah.
all that stuff changed.
It seems like they just, stopped doing so much.
Yeah, yeah, really. Because
Like,
I worked there twice, and both times I just was just like I saw the real evilness in people, whether they're coworkers or not. And I just like, why at Walmart? Walmart's supposed to be a happy place. It's supposed to be like my own Christmas toyland and everything, my own Santa workshop, because I always loved Walmart. It always made me put a smile on my face before I used to be an employee over there.
yeah, it's you get places that are like, well, we can't do bonuses this year, and you come back from Christmas holiday, and five of the executives have new cars,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, so you got a bonus,
Yeah.
obviously.
But we got a fucking pizza party,
Yeah, or no, sometimes not even that.
Jeez.
You know,
Or got invited to the party but no pizza. It's like here's a party, but there's no pizza, no food, no nothing. Just show up for work and we'll give you an extra dollar in your pay, for Saturday or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
When I
I grew. Oh, go ahead.
when I had regular jobs at places, it always seemed like people were, oh man, last year the Christmas bonus they gave us, snap-on roll-arounds loaded with tools, and and so the year I'm working there, Christmas rolls around and they're like, oh, here's a $10 card for Starbucks.
Yeah. 'Cause you
Wait a
need some
minute, wait a
coffee.
minute. What happened to the snap-on roll-around from last year?
Yeah.
You know, where's my $1 million Christmas present like everybody else got last year? It just always seemed like no matter where I worked, it was always last year we got the really
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. I wonder, when Wolfman did radio, if he ever, like, if he ever got some food bonuses, or if they ever did that back in the day, because I'm sure they probably did, but I don't know of any. I mean, you'd probably be the only one that would know that if he
Well,
ever did well or whatever.
through the 70s, there was a whole
Uh,
lot of
okay.
bonuses that just,
Okay. I didn't mean like that, but I guess you're probably right. Probably that's probably.
oh, it was everywhere. It was absolutely ubiquitous. I mean, it was like, you want a cup of coffee, you want a line. It was,
Even radio, even that they bring it to the studio and everything.
oh sure, oh yeah.
Wow. I just take a bonus instead. I'm sorry, I'd rather have a new car or something.
Oh no, I mean
Going
that's
to do a
just
lot of
you
coke.
just got what there was, and that's what there was. Yeah.
Wow. Was it around when you were starting radio?
Not as much.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Of course, I was a little country station in Idaho, so it wasn't.
Well, you never know. I guess they could give you some marijuana or something.
It wasn't. It wasn't a big city, breaking new music kind of place.
See, when we went to school for broadcasting, they never talked about stuff like that. They always talked about how radio is just a fun, adventure, and it's a job that you'll always be glad that you did. And they never talked about
Oh
like
yeah.
anything like that. So that's why I find. I mean, I believe you, and I believe what you're telling me, but it's just like I just can't believe that they would go
Well, and
along with that.
it depends how famous you are too.
Oh, of
I mean,
course.
he was famous, so everybody wanted to be his pal.
Sure, sure, sure.
It actually got to the point where that's when my aunt said, we're moving away from Hollywood, we're getting out. And
Sure.
they moved back to the family estate in South Carolina or North Carolina.
Okay.
And because she was just like, this is ridiculous,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Well,
know.
so yeah, because I
And
mean, it's like, do you think that
and
kind
they
of is what slowly killed him? Maybe, in a way,
oh
type of
well,
thing.
yeah, I mean, heart failure and heavy cocaine use kind of go hand in hand. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I don't think he. I hope he didn't do it up until the day he died. I hope he learned his
No,
lesson.
I think as far as I know, he'd been clean for quite some time. And it
Yeah,
was, like I said, it was just something that it was everywhere.
yeah.
It was like, somebody
Well,
handing you a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi, or it was there.
I
It
suppose it
was
was same
just
with Sam.
there all the time.
Same with Sam Peterson. I mean, or that's probably what made him the drug addict. Because people were like, "Hey, have a line of coke," instead of just
Yeah,
having him a
everyone wants to
coke.
be
I
your
mean,
friend, so they, want to share with you the expensive accoutrements. And
ah,
but they built a studio back at the house, and he just did
yeah,
everything there and mailed it out.
sure.
He did everything remote,
So he's kind of one of the first remote guys, kind of maybe, kind
which
of
worked
from
out
doing it at
really
your
cool in
house.
the long run because
Yeah,
um, the family had all of his recordings
oh,
on
sure.
hand, so nothing could. After he died, everyone was like, "Oh, we want this one." He's like, "No, it's ours. It belongs to
So okay,
the family."
so there's this guy who, and I don't know if this is true or not, but there's this guy who I found on the web here. I forget what his name is. I think his name's Jay, but he has like a website or something of all of like he owns like the rights to all of Wolfman's recordings because he was like sell them to radio stations and stuff, so they can use them for like his show and everything and Sirius radio. I'm guessing because they used to have his recordings on the '60s at 6 channel and a few others. Just like a retro thing. Do you know who I'm talking about? A guy named
Doesn't
Jay.
sound familiar. I'd look into it if you send me a link.
Yeah, I'll do that
But
here. Just hold on here.
I do know that with the advent of AI getting so big, that they were able to sample all of his voice tracks, and several years ago they recreated radio shows with him announcing and back announcing songs that were newer than since when he passed away.
Yeah,
And they were able to recreate his voice believably enough to recreate new Wolfman Jack radio shows.
sure, sure, sure. Here, let me send it
A
to let
couple
me
of
send it to
stations
you here.
carried it. One little station was in like La Jolla or Encinitas in San Diego, North County, San Diego. And it was an AM station, so he couldn't get it everywhere.
Okay.
But I managed to listen to it a little bit, but it was really tough to get.
The guy's name is Jay Harvey. He's from Los Angeles. He's an executive producer. Wolfman Jack Licensing. I sent you the website on Facebook there
Okay,
to his
cool.
link. So I don't know if you know the guy or not or whatever, but the site's
Well,
been around for a while. So
they've been doing some stuff lately, and
okay, so it's a
Den,
legit deal then. He's a legit like he knew.
Denny Tedesco, who is did the Wrecking Crew movie
Yeah.
documentary and did the Immediate Family documentary, is now working on a Wolfman Jack documentary.
Okay. But what I'm asking is, do you think that this guy's legit though? He has the right to
Very,
sell.
very possibly.
Okay.
I haven't, I don't have any say in any of that, so nobody discusses it with me. So
Okay. Oh, that's all right. I just wanted to know because I just figured, well, because I seen it, and I'm just like, because I thought, oh, you how cool, It's like you could, if you want to have, well, you have to pay for it, but it's like a rent to own type of service type of, but he'll give you
yeah,
like
And my glasses
MP3s of the
are just
shows or whatever. Well, anyway, how's it going there, John Roberts? And
Good.
how
What
I'm glad
uh what episode are we doing here?
this is episode number 20 here. Episode
Wow.
20, the season 3 finale. Because this guy started out, well, Ken and I have been pretty much talking because Sam's been having some issues with his computer. We should be okay now, hopefully.
Okay now.
Okay. It seems
Yeah,
to be
well,
fine.
I'm unfortunately have an hour because I got a meeting that I couldn't get out of at 7 o'clock and I still got to drive to town.
That's fine. That's fine. Well,
You
you
know,
told me that earlier on. I mean, I just appreciate everybody showing up because everybody was starting to tell me, "Oh, I can't make it here. I can't make it there. I can't." It's just like what? I don't want to be by myself on the last episode of our show for until January. That'd be kind of weird. I
well,
could
I
do
let you
it,
know
but
I kicked the mayor of Grand Forks out of my studio today to join you guys at noon.
oh, well, see, I thought you had a show like that's why I only had to be a half an hour interview because I thought you had something going on afterwards or whatever, like at 1 o'clock or whatever.
Well, they were coming in to film some episodes for something or some promos or something, but I just told them they had to wait for a little while. But
Oh,
no,
okay,
I wanted to catch you guys at the beginning, so I kind of kicked the mayor out. But he's a good guy. He's a busy guy too, and
sure,
and so we got our shit done, and he left, so it worked out
okay.
perfectly.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. Uh, well, let's see here. I'm gonna kind of get the live ready here because I was just waiting for everybody to show up pretty much because I didn't know who else was going to show up here. So I'll get the live ready here. But yeah, that was a good interview, and we are going to have him back again. I talked to him on email, and I just said let's do something in January. So he probably won't be the first guest for the new season, but he'll probably be the second or third because I don't, if he can get his wife and whatever to come on, then we'll just have them be the main guests for that episode or whatever. Either when we come back or the week after. It doesn't really matter. I'm just happy that we got to do it. Did you learn anything at all from that there, John?
Uh-oh. I don't know.
You
It
don't know
was
if
it
you
was
learned anything?
fun.
No, did you learn
Well,
it? I mean,
I learned. I didn't realize he was a regular six-string player
yeah,
to start his career, and then went to a bass. And it was his wife is I didn't know anything about that either with him.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
something.
no, he was that was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to do it because
Not a bad gig.
I figure he seemed like he had a lot to say, and the interview was started getting good after a while. It was like a little moment where I thought, it's not really going anywhere, but then it started to flow pretty good, and then after that, I felt bad for cutting him off for a half an hour because I thought, oh, I
And look
didn't,
what the cat dragged in.
yeah,
Hey, hey, I've literally been in Zoom meetings all day, all day.
wow,
So don't mess with me, man. I tell you what,
wow.
don't
Let's
start
see.
your shit.
And normally that's me that starts the
Speaking
shit.
of
Oh,
which,
come
What's going on in Bubba Tea? How's it going? Everything
it's
going
been a
okay?
long day.
Okay, okay. I'm just asking how you doing. Make sure you're okay. I'm
good.
happy that you're here.
It's one can away from getting better.
That's right. That's right.
Better
That's
already.
right. well,
How
we appreciate
do
everybody being on here. I mean,
I undo that?
season 20 or seasons. I keep saying almost season 20, but no, we're not. We're not far. We're far from that. Season 3, episode 20 of Renegade Radio. We started this season back on Monday, July 1st, and what a season it's been, huh? It's just been kind of a crazy up and down. You know, there's only one episode that we had that where we didn't have a guest on. Like, well, he was supposed to be on, but then he ghosted me, because of political bullshit, whatever. So, but every episode that we have prior to that, we pretty much have had a guest on it. So, I mean, that's pretty cool compared to the ending of season 2, where the last 2 episodes we didn't have anybody on. The last guest we had on was what was it, Mama J or Dr. J, or our your friend there, Mama T, Dr.
Hey,
J. Yeah. well, that was the last person we had on for season 2. So this time we have a few guests on tonight. We have well, earlier we did that interview with Kenny Lee Lewis, and now we'll have tonight we'll have at 6 o'clock comedian Joey Gaynor, who was good friends with Sam Kinison, the real life Sam Kinison, and he might know John too, or Screaming Sam. We'll find out. And then hour number 2, we'll have we'll go wrestling again to end the season. Kenny CASSANOVA, the former manager of Kamala, the Ugandan giant, who used to go as Kim Chi, I believe. He used to wear that outfit, so you didn't know who he was at all. This tall, skinny guy. He's an author, a wrestling guru, a DJ as well, like for weddings and stuff. They're Ken and John. And then the return of Justin Race, who will also be part of the interview. The son of the only son, or the only kid that Harley Race ever had. So he'll be making his return. So he wanted to come back. Everybody. He was. I've been kind of asking him. Like if he watches the show or stuff, and he's a fan of what we do, a real life fan, and it's an honor. Because that's freaking Harley Race's son, for crying out loud.
Now I wish I could stay for the whole night, but
Well, you'll see the recording, I guess. I told everybody we were making history. This last,
Hi there.
Speaking of, yeah, hi, Antique Man, how's it going there?
Going good. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you too. Thanks for being a part of the interview earlier on today.
It was a great show. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Missed it.
yeah, you did.
Oh.
You could have asked so many questions there, Bubba T.
Did you miss it because you were working, Mama?
So
Mama T?
I was just telling the boys here, I was literally on Zoom all day, in Zoom meetings all day. And they asked me how I was doing, and I went like this.
Yeah. Bird up.
yeah.
He said,
And
much
then
better
she
now.
added,
And-
so don't fuck with me.
Yeah. She had a cursor.
I've literally been in Zoom meetings all day, you fuckers.
Well, just so you know that this will probably be the last time. Well, unless we do any exclusives together, that'll be probably the only time we do use Zoom, unless we don't really need to anymore. Because starting season 4, we'll be using the
Dreamcast.
StreamYard.
Or StreamYard.
Yeah, not Sega Dreamcast. So that's all from 30 years ago.
Okay, then.
Well,
Mama T, are you in the closet today?
oh boy.
Because every time I look, you're different. Your wall's different. Now it's got like an angle. It looks like you're either in a bathroom or in a
Turned the
closet.
desk. I turned the desk so that
Oh, I'm sorry.
there's more room. My apartment has more room now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or my bedroom anyway. Here, I'll show you. Fuck it. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, it's clean and everything, but I don't feel like digging out. I've got my other camera. I've got I had to take the state test because they make you like look under the desk and they make you show them all 4 corners of the ceiling and make sure there's nobody like hiding on the floor. Make sure your phone's way over there, your headphones way over there. You're not wearing a smartwatch. They look at your glasses to make sure there's not smart glasses. Like smart glasses, shit! I didn't even know that those existed.
Yeah, that's a Google thing, I think. Or, I think that's a Google thing. I don't know.
It's like Johnny Quest shit there.
Yeah. Something like that anyway. But
This is more comfortable. There's more room for my chair. I can move around a little bit.
Oh, looks
Like
nice. I
this-
was just kidding around because last 3 shows you were in different places. I'm like,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
always in a different place. It depends on what she drinks, I guess.
Mentally.
Mentally,
usually.
yeah, that's what I meant. Because it's like you just never know with Mama T. But no, we're going to be using StreamYard starting the next season, and that is just a simple. I believe you just like with Zoom, you click on the link, and then it brings you into a room. You introduce yourself or write down your name or whatever, and you come into the deal. What I really like about it is the fact that we'll be able to be more interactive with things. Like if I want to share stuff with everybody, I don't have to press a whole lot of buttons in order to do that. And plus, it'll give us a nice background, like what Mama T has on her show. Ever since the start of that show, I was always name or whatever, and very, very jealous of the fact that her show outline that looks better than ours. All we do is Zoom, and she got a better background than what we got. So I got to copy her, right? Of course. So
It's our
absolutely.
goal,
You should feel honored, Mama T.
I do.
Yeah, copy each other. That's how we say in business.
Mockery is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Right.
say
Do
her
you have-
background is better.
Oh,
Well,
Than-
I'm
than-
thinking those
than
are all
all of you
pictures of
guys.
us. Aren't those pictures of all of us back there?
absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's John. That's John Roberts with the hat and look like little Bobby. We'll call him Little
I
Johnny.
thought that was John right above me.
The stuff dreams are made of.
Sam. We go.
Well, anyway,
breaking up.
let me introduce everybody here since we're here.
You're
We got-
glitching out, Mama T.
We got DJ Ken. We got Screaming
Hey,
Sam.
DJ.
We got Mama. We got Mama T. We got John Roberts, and we got Antique Man. And this might just be our crew for tonight because everybody else was busy. Lance was busy, and I haven't heard from Zach much at all. So I don't know, what his how if he's going to come back or not. He's in a whole different world. He kind of lost his employment here over the course of the last couple of weeks. So
That sucks.
he had
Yeah, that's
layoffs
right.
and
It
stuff.
really
So
sucks.
he got laid, but not in the good way. He got laid off.
Uh-huh.
So
Instead of laid on.
that's
Uh.
right. That's right. So I
Two
kind of
completely
figured.
different things. Not that you'd know.
Ah, ah, ah.
Wow.
Oh.
Miss me?
Have another.
Ouch.
Have another toke there.
It's gonna be a long night.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I can handle it. Anyway, so I haven't heard much from him. Lance, his mother had like an emergency or something, so he'll be back during season 4. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not. If you watch any of the stuff that I did here with the Sherpa, just the other day I uploaded an interview that I did from past Tuesday with the Jim, the podcast Sherpa. I kind of went into detail a little bit about why I am the way I am when it comes to certain things, and maybe you can agree to disagree. I don't know. I kind of said that in order to make this work, I pretty much have to pretty much be the yes guy. I have to agree with everybody. Like maybe not with everything, but like pretty much to a point where I'm not here to be the guy that wants to piss anybody off. I pissed off Mama T a few times, but that's just because
No way.
that's just
That's
because
what you're
we're close.
good at.
That's just because we're close by. We can rib each other and everything. But for everybody else, I mean, and with Mama T too. There is a level of respect that I have for you guys. Where I keep telling people, it's like these guys come on here every week. They don't ask for anything. They come on here. They could do other things.
We could ask. We're not going to get it, but we could ask.
Right.
But I mean, the fact that you've been so nice is to be with me. I just, what I tell you about you guys, at the casino and stuff, people are just like, really? You got a crew that's like that? You don't pay them and all that, but they come and join you for a few hours? Like, yeah.
Well, I guess
don't
we ain't
believe
coming
it.
back the first of the year, but nice knowing you, Sean.
Well, that'd be
like
your call.
literally
Sam.
sitting in front of this computer all day, every day. Like I thought sitting here with you guys was hard for 3 hours when I was drinking. Sitting there
Well, gee, thanks,
sober
Sean.
all day, dealing with a million strangers.
Yeah. And you'll
Thanks
find
a
out.
lot.
You'll find out that
Yeah.
we're more fun than that because you can drink and
Oh
do
no,
whatever
I
you want
know.
down
This
here.
is
Yeah.
this is supposed to be my break from work.
And why'd they wait till Thanksgiving week to have you do all this stuff? Why couldn't they just wait till next week or whatever? Because are you doing it Thanksgiving too?
Because once you pass your test, you're in.
That's
And
right.
that's when you start making money.
Oh, so you're getting paid for all? Well, I
You get
hope you'll
paid
be
for the
getting paid for
training.
all your time. Okay.
Oh,
get
it's
paid
a
for
money
training.
deal.
That's why I had to stay logged in to Zoom on the work page
Okay.
until 5:30.
Sure. Well, that makes sense.
Well, that's like my weekend. Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so we're shutting our studio down Thursday and Friday. Make it a long weekend while I find out my hockey schedule starts on Friday. So I have hockey
yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday next week.
Jeez.
Nice way to welcome the season. Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, but you,
And
but
on
you,
Thanksgiving weekend, I got to do 2 games.
yeah, but you love that shit though. You love hockey. You're a big hockey nut. You're a sports guy.
Oh, I
That's what
do.
you.
And
Yeah,
it's a paycheck, you know. It's a
yeah.
paycheck, and I do love it, and I get to call some really good teams, so it's all right.
I mean,
It
is it
just
worth
sucks going out in the cold weather to
it,
drive home
it
after a game.
is it worth just being the yes guy too all the time and just saying yes, I'll do this, yes, I'll do that, and all that, or what?
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
do that anymore.
oh, so you
I
do
don't do
say
that
no to some
anymore.
people, okay? Because it just seems like
Oh, well,
you
I
know,
did. I I get spread thin, but I was the yes guy for many years, and not anymore. I got to get something out of the deal now, unless it's for fundraiser or something like that, which I do a lot of. I mean, I MC a lot of fundraisers and charity stuff, but yeah, I don't do a whole lot of the work stuff for free anymore. It's I at least got to get drinks and a good dinner out of it. Like I'll MC, I have a racing banquet coming up, and so the deal is I won't charge these guys, but my wife and will get to eat and drink, and we get 2 hours of go-kart racing. It's going to be a blast. So, I make it worthwhile anyway from,
we gotta
to
have
do
like
stuff.
you gotta film yourself with like a GoPro on the go kart thing,
It really
like a go
depends
kart
on the
video.
event. I mean,
Yeah.
if they want you to work for free and you see that they're raking in money hand over fist,
Hmm.
that's like,
Yeah.
you can afford to pay me. But if
You
it's
like
a
Sean?
charity and they're raising money for a
That's
cause,
right.
then
Yeah.
that's different.
I
That's
mean,
right.
I
Pay
used
the
to
rich, I
grow
guess.
my beard and my hair every year and auction off a shave job. They could do whatever they want to me. And I was hoping to raise a couple $100, and it raised like 1,500. So
Wow.
but stuff like that. And when back in the big time radio days, everybody knew who you were, so that was kind of a big deal, I guess, to them. But I enjoyed it. I like doing it. To be honest with you, I'm not fond of emceeing fundraisers anymore because my track record's not very good lately. Some of the people I did the fundraisers for, they raised a lot of money and they passed, and it's I don't really like doing them, but
Yeah.
I do. I know everybody I've done, everyone I do, I mean, we have 60,000 people here, more than that with the two towns, and I know a lot of people, and a lot of these people are my friends, so
Sure.
of course I'm going to do it, but I wish I didn't have to sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I was trying to get at though, I didn't know you did anything for free. I assumed that you got paid for everything you ever did, just because of who you are and everything. You know?
No,
Oh, okay. That's
no, I
news to
wish.
me. Wow. I'm surprised by that then, because you figured that if people want you for something that I mean, I would only hope for somebody to hire me for a radio gig or even a DJ gig, just wedding, because I know how to do that too. But they want the same old people all the time around here. They just don't, they think they're better. So I know I can do a way better job than most people. I don't know if I could ever outdo Ken or whatever, because I think Ken has his own special. Like he's the
Well,
man of that.
from being a mobile DJ and then also a radio DJ, I I know just a bunch of people on both sides who can't do the other side.
Sure.
Not everybody can do both. It's a different, completely different skill set.
Mhm.
People think, oh well, you're on the radio, you can go play a live gig. No, you can't,
That's right. That's
because
right.
at most
No,
radio stations they're
it's
telling you
way
what to
different.
play next. You're not monitoring a dance
Yeah,
floor. You're not trying to keep people going. You're just playing
right, right.
whatever the program director said to do next.
Sure.
And
Hmm.
you might be heard by 100,000 people, but you've never spoke in front of more than 4 or 5. Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're in front of a crowd, 300 kids looking at you like, when does the party start?
What do we
You
get more
know,
Kool-Aid?
But back in the days though, I mean, we would be on stage introducing, Foreigner and you know, big band, Three Doors Down and stuff like that. So I never had a problem with speaking in front of a lot of people, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
did the
even
mobile DJ thing
see,
for a long
but even
time,
that is
and then I
different than
got out
being
of
in
it.
a
I
room
just
full
couldn't
of
do it.
people expecting you to entertain them.
Sure, sure.
You
Yep,
know,
absolutely. You go up there with a mission and
I've
then you're
introduced
off.
bands in
Yep.
front of, giant crowds, and it's a little unnerving, especially when nobody's ready and they look at you from the side and go, stretch it out, make, and you got to like sit there and pull something out of your butt.
Yep.
It's for a good show.
See,
Let me
my big
entertain you for a
my
minute
big
while they
thing,
get ready.
yeah, yeah. My big thing for me was after 4 decades of radio, now doing the video podcast thing for a living, and now people having cameras everywhere and stuff around. I don't like it. I still put the microphone right in front of my face. I like to hide. Um, I there was a reason I was in radio.
It's for radio.
Of the face for radio, yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
people
I'm
just
glad I had something to back me up after my modeling career ended. Right?
We've heard that one before. You gotta come up with some new material, John. Come on now. You're creative talent. Come on now.
Gene?
That one was for free.
John,
Yes.
Yeah.
Grove is watching. He
Who?
said to say hi to you.
Who's watching?
Who?
Grove. Rick's Repair.
Oh, okay. Oh, hello again.
Oh,
Richard Grove.
the last word kept.
Yeah, it's like
All I heard was Rick.
it's like Rick whack off. What? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I would have liked to have hooked up with you guys over deer hunting, but we never made it that far.
You just made some Brooks so we could do our interview, which I really appreciate. Thank you very much.
We did go to trail, but that was about it. I mean, no Oakley, no nothing. It was pretty quiet. So, but that's all right. We're getting
Well,
old. I mean, we partied till like 8:30 at night now.
Oh, Jesus
God.
Christ. Wow, that's great. Then you watch some
Late.
MASH and everything and go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Pretty
see,
weird when you go to the hunting shack with the boys and you come home with more sleep than you've had all week.
when your wife finds out you're just out partying and having a good time. I'm sure back in the day, I'm sure you guys really had good times. I'm sure, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But not now. It's there's no TV. There's nothing to do but sleep.
You might as well just go to jail then. Just want to sleep and do nothing.
Yeah. But I tell you what, you sure hear the coyotes and the timberwolves. They're right outside your door.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody get a bad snowstorm this week? We're supposed to get hit Friday.
We got a little bit. I mean, winter is here, but it's last night. I was not prepared for my little half an hour that it took to get me home. Normally, it takes about 10
You
to
guys
15
got more
minutes,
rain
so.
than we did.
Yeah, but I wasn't ready for that. I mean, it's like it was just supposed to snow.
Nobody was.
We got a little bit of drizzle
It
here.
wasn't in the forecast.
I mean, after a fucking 10-hour shift, I want to be driving like I'm going 10 miles. I wasn't going 10, but I was going at least 30. But it took me a half an hour. Not that I ever try to rush at night anyway, but I come home now. But it's just
Well, it's right now in East Grand Forks, it's 17 degrees. The high today was 21.
Yeah, what's it going to be around
So,
Thanksgiving? It's
that's
supposed to be
not bad.
below zero here this
Ours
morning.
is 52 high.
No,
Oh, Jesus.
it's not going to be that cold Thanksgiving.
So
We're
sorry.
59
Yeah.
and cloudy in Las Vegas.
15 degrees this morning. I was on the Zoom with some of the other new people, and we were kind of chatting about where we were from and stuff. And the guy's sitting on a beach with a light jacket on. It's kind of chilly, he says. It's like 60 degrees, and I started laughing.
Yeah, but unbelievably, it's
Like, I'm in northern
60 down
Minnesota. It's
Florida's
14
freezing.
degrees right now.
nice.
Because he's like,
It's going to be below
so
zero
funny.
this weekend.
It's
Yeah, I
a
got
different,
friends up in
it's a
Bemidji,
different
and they're
kind of
just
cool
like,
down Florida.
oh, it's 36 below here. And I'm like, yeah, that's God telling you he doesn't want humans living there.
What you have? Who do you know of Bemidji?
The buddy of mine, Ben Stowe with Northern Light Effects, an equipment company.
Is
and
that the
staging company.
is it because you know Nathan Shmea? Because
Yeah.
his mother was my speech teacher, believe it or not, when I was a kid. But I don't know if
Right on.
how well you know Nathan, but I know you guys have been friends online because he introduced me to you. But I didn't know you knew
Yeah,
anybody in Bemidji or whatever.
It's just, that whole, web of people you meet on Facebook.
Okay, so you never
Friends of friends of friends.
so you never been up here before. You just know
No.
him from just okay.
No, but I know from Ben and all the crew that they come out to the DJ shows and the trade shows and stuff.
Oh,
And,
okay.
so I've known them for, personally in person for quite a while.
Because Bemidji's only like an hour away from me, roughly
Yeah,
about an hour.
they do a lot of work with Electro Voice.
Okay.
Who's right there.
Is that the type of stuff you do with your shows?
Oh yeah,
and everything?
I do all kinds of stuff. I've done research and development with equipment companies for, toys that people are playing with now. I was part of helping develop them.
Oh, that's cool. Wow,
It's fun. I kind of got known for being the guy who wasn't just going to say, "Oh yeah, that's cool. You should do that." This feature kind of sucks. You might want to look into that one a little more.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Because I know they have a lot of different conventions over there in Las Vegas. They have a thing called CES, which is
Consumer Electronics Show. Yeah.
Yeah, because all the new TVs and everything, they're always hyping all that.
That is so huge. It like uses all of the convention center.
Yeah.
And probably the first 3 to 5 stories of every big hotel resort within walking distance. The hotels actually clear the furniture out of the rooms so that manufacturers can make their own little demonstration rooms.
Sure.
Wow. Rooms, suites, everything. It's all CES. All of their convention space and several floors of rooms. They put tents up in the parking lot. They're figuring, you could park somewhere else. The convention center parking lots are all just covered in tents that are businesses. It's so huge. I mean, if you don't stop walking, it still takes you every day it's on to see it all.
Wow.
It's gigantic.
Looks like
everything you've ever thought of is there.
Okay. Looks like our guests. Looks like our guests.
Some of the TV manufacturers have screens the size of warehouses. They're just absolutely huge. It's fun to go to.
Oh, it sounds like a fun time because I would love to see
it really is. There's
all the new TVs and all this the surround sounds and stuff. Anyway, what's going on there, Joey? Welcome to Renegade Radio.
Hey, how you guys doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Kill that. There we go. Now I can see everybody.
I didn't know if you remember about coming on, and also I sent you the email with the link and everything. We didn't communicate until
no, I had a wonderful water main thing go. Not a water main, a leak. It's all taken care of.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. We got an Italian plumber, and we opened up the basement. It's all closed up now. It's all good.
Like a great
you guys don't know nothing about it. All right. Hey, how you doing? So I'm at my favorite diner at my house, so it's great. Hey, how are you, all of you folks? I'm trying to see. Why I'm cheating here. Hang on. Okay. There's Sean, and that's Ken.
DJ Ken.
DJ Ken. Okay, how are you, DJ Ken?
Doing well.
Antique Man. I like that. Antique Man.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Freeman Sam. I think we've met at the Comedy Store.
Probably did.
Were you at the screening of I Am Sam Kinison?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay. That wasn't
Oh,
you. That's the other guy.
that was the
All
other.
righty.
He's
And
dead.
Mama
He's dead.
T. Nice to meet you, Mama T. How are you? So I just want to
Awesome.
say
Hey,
hi.
don't forget
How you
about
doing,
Laura
Fran?
up here.
Good to see you. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, don't forget about Laura. You got John Robertson. That's his real name. It's not
Look at all
Laura.
the names. I don't quite match what it's.
I mean, if you want, I can smoke a bowl on camera just in Sam's honor. It's okay. I mean, the FCC coming down with the new administration coming in, those bums. So, yeah.
We where we live, Joey, it's legal, and the
Oh,
FCC can't even regulate that stuff when it's online. They can on radio, but not on a
no,
podcast.
I've been on some
So you
shows
can even
where
say
the
the F
host
bomb
was
without getting
puffing
in
away
trouble.
and then I'd light up and so, yeah, as you can see, I'm
Yeah.
wearing a New York Yankees hat in mourning, and I didn't want to wear my Giants hat after yesterday. I don't want to wear anything for a while. No,
I
oh
don't blame you.
oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
See, I'm an
All the
we're
Giants fans out
anti-Yankee
there,
people up here,
look, there
buddy.
is hope. We can still go 3-14. Okay, all right. So just
Live of hope.
the worst front office, the worst decisions. Saquon Barkley, his whole life wanted to be a Giant. So he becomes a Giant. He'd have hung out. He'd have been fine. No, you give him to the enemy. And look what happens when you have a front line. So
He's
I'm
he's
just,
on the verge of
I'm,
breaking the all-time. He's on the verge of breaking the single-season rushing record right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You gave up possibly one of the
By
greatest
like
players
100
of all time.
yards.
Hey, how about this?
Oh.
How about this Gehrig kid? No, get Maradowski. He can't hit, but boy, he's a nice guy. So that's that's the logic going on there. I'm sorry.
Here's
I don't
my
know if
team,
this
right?
is a sports. I'm not sure what. Oh yeah, Vikings. Joe Cap.
Yeah. No, this is you can talk about pretty much anything you want show. You know, it's a variety show. It's
Oh
pop
no,
culture based.
I
So,
just happen to be really mad at the way things are going and the way the Giants are going down the drain and just the Knicks look good. Otherwise, New York sports is good. Gurgle, gurgle. Blah,
What
blah,
about are the Jets in your vocabulary, Joey, or not?
as unfrequently as possible. No, the
Okay.
Jets, I
Yep.
feel very
I
bad
get it.
for. I used to go to Jet games when I was a kid at Shea Stadium. We'd get standing room tickets, and I saw Joe Willie play. That's how old I am. And actually, I saw the undefeated Dolphins, who later that year, and I saw also the Washington Redskins play that year against the Jets, and the Jets got beat by both of them, and those two teams went to the Super Bowl, the undefeated Dolphins and the Redskins, or excuse me, the the Redskins. They were the Redskins. Jesus.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, see,
No, you know what they're called.
I just said something for all the pseudo Christians out there. So I got it in. I threw it in. So,
I love this guy already, man.
We had a hockey team up here called the Fighting Sioux.
the Fighting
the
Sioux.
Sioux
That's a
Indians.
good name.
Yeah, well, it's one of the best college hockey teams in the history of college hockey. They've won so many national championships and stuff. But
Well, the Blackhawks are the
there was an
Blackhawks.
uproar about it, and it wasn't even.
I
Yeah,
used to
it's same logo. Same
I used to
original
have this
logo.
discussion with the late great Charlie Hill about logos. And I gave him a great joke because I couldn't do this
Yep.
on stage, but I gave him a great joke. The Braves were playing the Dodgers in the playoffs, and the Dodgers were up 2 games or 3 games to 0 on the Braves or whatever it was. And it showed a picture of a Dodger scalping a Braves player, like the Indian Braves guy, scalping that guy with a tomahawk, right? And Charlie wanted a joke, and I said, "Well, that's pretty cool. They have that guy scalping somebody." I said, "How come they use Indians all the time for a logo? You never hear like the Nurk Blacks, and like the logo is a guy running with a TV under his arm, And he lost it. This is 1978, 79. You could write this stuff. But it's a great joke because it makes sense. A lot of the logos are really weird, man, when you got a screaming savage looking guy, when you could have, a warrior, decked
Right.
out, And
Yeah.
I also love the term Indian princess because there's no royalty in tribe.
That's funny.
Do you like our logo though?
I've
there,
always
Joey?
liked that term.
What's that?
You like our logo there, Joey? And Renegade
I
Radio?
like the logo a lot.
It
I
kind of
like the
reminds.
logo a
Leprechaun.
lot. No, it says a lot. It
Well,
really does.
It's in tribute to Screaming Sam, but like because Sam did the Sam Kinison tribute, and I did this all through AI, and then I had my friend Jeremy help with the actual title and everything. But yeah,
No, it looks good. That makes I'm starting a podcast.
Nice.
It should be our first episode should be in the second week of December or so, and I'm going to get it up there.
That's me, Joey.
The podcast will be called the Smoking Bongo. So
Okay. That's
I
me.
remember
Joey.
that. I remember that. He used to wear that when he'd go play guitar at the.
No, that was me.
Oh, is that you?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that looks a lot like him. That's how he used to dress. You go down there to play rock and roll. Actually,
that was me.
the hat Sam wore the rest of his life was a Rastafarian like beret thing, a knit cap that I gave him because somebody gave it to me or I bought it. I don't remember, but I was up at his house and I said, "Man, this ain't my thing. This is for you." And I gave it to him, and he wore it right up until he died.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm good friends with the family, the brother Bill.
Is there any reason why you're fuzzy or?
Yeah, because I just
He
did
just
that.
got fuzzy on his Screaming Sam.
Oh.
I thought I was having a flashback.
Yeah, I would. No, it's
Sorry.
no. I had plenty of nights like that at his house where things were fuzzy. I don't need anything else.
Like this.
House-
Licking the lens of the camera. Maybe
Why ain't this thing cleared up?
It's
I
the
don't
house
know, just-
above the house above Sunset that was above the guy that owned
Autofocus, I guess.
Pizza Hut, I think. Huh?
Autofocus, I guess, is a problem on his camera probably.
Usually I do the whiteboard and then it doesn't work.
A paper towel.
Huh.
Oh, there
Well,
it
there
goes.
it is.
There you go.
Now
There you
you're
go.
back.
There it is.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
have to do the white paper towel.
Yeah.
So you guys are in the Midwest, or where's everybody?
Well,
Ohio.
I'm in the Midwest. John Roberts, who's Laura, is the Midwest.
Texas.
And Robert T is the Midwest.
All
But
right.
everybody else is from
I'm
all over.
Yeah.
I'm in
I
Las
live in
Vegas.
Minnesota, but I'm on the border of North Dakota, and we're an hour from Canada. And I just wanted to mention this when you talk about New York, and I mentioned the Jets, and you said it's not part of your vocabulary if you can help it. But I work in North Dakota. The majority of our friends are in North Dakota, but they don't have any professional sports teams here.
No,
just
they
good
don't.
college hockey. So there's a lot of Green Bay Packer fans. There's a lot of like Winnipeg Jets hockey fans.
Sure,
So
sure.
I'm the
Cheeseheads.
same way with the Green Bay Packers as you are with the New York Jets.
It's like the
There, I got
It's
it. I
like-
said it.
people who live in South New Jersey. I'm from North Jersey. I'm from Newark. So I grew up with the Yankees and all of that on TV, and the Knicks and the Rangers and the Jets when they were the Titans and the Mets, all of that. But people in South Jersey, like Atlantic City, they're so close to Philadelphia, they get the Phillies, the Flyers, the Eagles, the Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, and the 76ers. But
Well,
that's
Brock-
they're big fans of the Philly teams down there. So
Well,
Yeah,
when I
see,
moved to
Brock
San
Nelson,
Diego, the guy
for
asked
the
me, he says,
Rangers, Brock Nelson
who's your
played
team? I
with
said,
us
well, I really don't
here at
have one. I
Airports.
didn't grow up anywhere with professional football. And he goes, well, you still don't live anywhere with a professional team.
yeah, I'm in Arizona, and the Cardinals. They lost a tough one, huh? I'm sorry,
Oh, good.
Arizona's
Antique Man.
Arizona's college hockey team just knocked off the #1 college hockey team in the country. They swept them 2 games.
Which
Way
one?
to go,
U of A?
Arizona.
U of A?
Well, they've only got one college hockey team that's D1, wherever it's based out of.
No, I mean
But they
which
just
college
beat
is that?
Denver, who's the #1
is
team
that
in the
AU?
country.
Is that AU Arizona University?
I think so. Yes.
The Sun Devils.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I believe so.
Well, because
Yeah,
they love to
no, if-
practice because it's air conditioned.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's very funny. I don't know if the Roadrunners,
They're-
the minor
they're-
league team here, is, by the way, this my cat for the first time ever put the paw up and got me a day or two ago. And
Oh,
yeah, it looks like I was in a slash fight in an alley or something. Um, uh, and then she stayed away from me because she was scared I was going to yell at her or something. I knew it wasn't on purpose. Anyways, enough about cats. I don't want to get into it. But as a matter of fact, I forgot what I was talking about now.
You're talking
Put
about
that down.
Arizona.
Put
hockey,
that
no one
down.
cares.
Put that down. I'll break all your fingers. I hate when my grandfather comes over. You know, it's ding,
tell
look
me
at
about it.
things. 142 years old, and he comes over.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was gonna say, at least you still have one.
You know.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I love that tough New York accent, man. I tell you, it's awesome. Or is it when
You know,
you say it's New York or New Jersey? Because I
it's
mean,
New
they kinda,
Jersey. It's New Jersey. It's really not paying attention to how I talk is what it's because when I was living in Los Angeles for all those years, like 47, 48 years, I could turn it off if I had to. I could say orange and coffee and yes, will you be going to the museum? And you know, in New Jersey, it's like, hey, where are you gonna go? You're gonna go where they got the old stuff. What are you gonna do? You know, so it's
I like the Jersey talk, man. Sopranos.
yeah.
well, you know, the problem with The Sopranos for me was number one, Tony would come home with a pizza and a big salad and a submarine sandwich. And yeah, that's great. But many Friday nights since the Pope many years ago said, hey, you can have meat except during Lent. Uh, fathers would come home with a big bag of Italian hot dog sandwiches, okay, that we call Jimmy Buff or Tingling. There's a round bread called an abitz. It's an Italian bread. It's round, and Armenians make that bread also. They call it little bread, okay, but it's round. It's kind of flat. It's leavened, but it's kind of flat, and there's a hole in the center. You cut it in half. You open it up, and you stuff in a couple of really good like soubrette grilled hot dogs with peppers, onions, and potatoes, and then you put whatever else you want. If you want to ruin it with ketchup, go ahead. I'm not going to do that, but that is probably one of the greatest gourmet things ever assembled. I wouldn't eat it every day, you know, unless you want to die young. But it's something that they never showed on The Sopranos, and I'm like, all my life we either had pizza, Chinese food, or Jimmy Buffs. At least one Friday a month, we got one of those things. The Jimmy Buffs was a real treat because we had like somebody with a car would have to go get that, and that made it real special. And I'd always go with them, and I'd buy myself a single before I got home and ate my double. So I actually got almost a whole beef sandwich.
I tell you what, I just finished watching The Sopranos for the first time, and the whole show is they're eating, he's fucking.
Yeah, they're
Going
always
to
eating.
funeral parlors.
They're always eating. Yeah, they're miserable people. And no, I'll be honest with you. When I was a kid, I grew up in a neighborhood that was multi-diverse because we had Puerto Rican people, Cuban people, black people, people from the Virgin Islands. We had Irish, Italians, Polish, Portuguese. There were Asians. There were Filipinos. I went to a very integrated Catholic school in the 60s. I had no idea what segregation was. I couldn't, as a little kid, I couldn't fathom that. I didn't know what, I coming back from California in 64 by Greyhound bus with my mother, I remember seeing white and colored only fountains like in St. Louis or somewhere like that. Even though they were outlawed, they still were trying to. So, I mean, I never had run across that stuff. So,
How old are you, Joey?
I'm 69.
Okay, yeah, I'm 66. So we're
Okay.
around the
So,
same.
all right. Did you get your did you get your food card with supplements? I'm checking to see if you got your food card with the supplements. You know, you can get other. No, I'm pretty good. I got everything. Oh, okay. Thank you. Because if they don't turn you over to an agent, they're going to get yelled at by their boss in India or wherever they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call you up to drum up business.
Now, when
And
I was
then
a kid, we had to get that vaccination shot on the arm. On the
I still got something
yeah, I
there
got
that
it. I
says
got
I
the
got
mark
that
too.
the kapop, and they put and then during
That
the
was
school year, out of
smallpox.
nowhere, you'd have to go down into the
I used
auditorium,
a shotgun
and
on
they
mine. It
take
looks like a
something.
Chevy emblem.
Yeah, and
Yep.
they'd roll up your
Yep.
sleeve and take this little thing like this, like a tube, and pop, you got 3 dots on your arm. And what was that?
They used a
Tuberculosis.
gun on me.
You know,
They used a little gun like a hand.
there was the
hand gun.
tuberculin
Yeah,
gun,
it's a,
and
Yeah.
it's
and
a
then
gun.
the follow up was a thing they just stuck on your arm. But I remember the tuberculin gun. I kind of dug it because it left a big, like your arm had a big like anthill on it for a
Like a
while.
tattoo. You
Walked around like you were a
tattoo on
tough
you.
guy, you know. You're 6 years old. Look at
Stop
my,
on that.
Your
I didn't
brand.
cry, you know. Then you
Your
went home and cried like a
brand.
bitch. So
Yeah, because I'll be 60. I was supposed to get it, but I was sick. So they wouldn't give it to me. And then by the time I went back to get it, they said, we don't need them anymore. So I didn't get the brand.
I got,
Well,
I had
grew
I
up with
think
it.
I had
Everybody
everything.
had it.
I think I got everything. I don't think there was any. I mean, I one time I was in Catholic school and they came and got me, brought me to the nurse's office, and they want to give me a needle, and I said nobody told me I was getting this, and they had to hold me, man. I was gonna bolt, and they gave me a shot, and my arm swelled up, and my mom went nuts, and we should have sued them, and you know.
Yeah.
We should have sued him because it was written. But you just pull me out of class and give me a shot. You don't tell me what's for, what. Oh man.
We were forced back then to get that, but I tell you what, I would never got it. If I knew, I don't do the shot thing. I don't care. I never got the COVID shots, and I'm normal, I think.
Well,
And
you know, I got it because I
Respectable,
got
you
the
know.
shots because of my
Definition of that word,
diabetes.
sir.
I got the shots because I've got type 2 diabetes and I've got glaucoma.
Normal is a sliding scale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like some people, see, it all depends on your lungs because COVID sticks to your lungs and then it makes things break down. And it is a thing that is not the flu. People think it is, but it gives you the symptoms, but it's not. It's my brother-in-law died from it, and another guy I knew passed away from it.
I know a guy died from the shot.
Well, I don't know anybody who
My
died from the
mother-in-law
shot,
did.
but that would be because he was allergic to the egg or whatever was in the shot. See, and they would ask people, "Are you allergic to the shot?" So I mean, he might have not thought there was anything he was allergic to, and here there was. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. You know,
They
mine
never
was
asked
in a.
anybody if you're allergic to the shot. My mother-in-law got killed, but the shot killed her, and it's on her death certificate. It wasn't a shot. It wasn't a vaccine. It was gene therapy. So they had no idea what would you be allergic to?
Well, eggs.
No,
No,
There's
there's
a
things that
difference, you know.
the
I
way
know I
that
never
they
got it.
developed the vaccine.
I have
They
a
have-
bad lung, and I never got it. I'm fine.
Me either.
Hey, some people didn't
Either-
get it in more. I lived in Los Angeles. People were on top of each other there.
Sure.
All right. So
Yep.
I got a vaccination
right.
because
Yeah.
no matter where you went, even if you went to the store or masked and everything else, there were people coughing and
Yeah.
that shouldn't. And
I
so
lived in
glad
Southern
it's over
California
with.
at the time.
You know,
I didn't
completely different
mask.
thing.
I didn't
In
get
lo- in
shots. I
small-
didn't get nothing.
in less areas, in lesser
Me neither.
dense areas, people did not get it as much because you weren't in contact with people that were, massive
You should-
airport in LA. Who the hell knows who's coming in?
Well,
I'm
See,
just
you know
glad
how
Minnesota-
we just said we were just talking about
Minnesota,
how
they wouldn't let
normal
you
is a
go.
sliding scale. Well, it's got a lot of different definitions. I think the definition of vaccine has changed over the last few decades too, because normally you'd get that tattoo on your arm and you're never going to get that. You're never going to have to get it again, and you never suffered from it.
Yeah, that was the polio and
Mhm.
all of those
And
things.
nobody suffered from any of
all
those
that
things.
stuff
We got one
practically
shot
one thing.
and never got that.
Well, it
But
was-
How
it
many
was
with
a
this,
people
good
have had
thing.
4 or 5 vaccine boosters or had 4 or 5 of these COVID boosters, and they're still getting COVID? It's not a booster. It's not a vaccine.
Well,
it's gene
what it
therapy.
does,
Bunch of
it's not a
bullshit.
cure. And here's and I'll just say this: it's like a misconception. The vaccine is that if you get sick, you will not be as sick, more than likely, than you would if you do not have it.
Just like the
And
flu
I
shot.
got COVID 2 years ago. I was vaccinated. I got it, but I tested positive, but I had no symptoms. I had no runny nose. I didn't have pain. I wasn't coughing, anything like that. So I had it,
Why'd you get
but
tested then?
didn't it didn't grow, it didn't manifest in me. But also I've been on a medicine called Singlar for a long time, which keeps
Yeah.
my sinuses and that open when I'm sleeping. So
Sure.
the COVID couldn't close my sinuses, I don't think.
I wear a condom.
Close my throat, you know.
I got
Closing me
pneumonia
now.
from it. I only went and got tested because my mom tested positive and I was taking care of her. And so I was like, yeah, okay. So I went down and they're like, yeah, you got it. I'm like, okay. Like, you got some pneumonia. Here's an albuterol inhaler. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean the pneumonia is there's so many things that the actual virus itself just makes other things worse. And that's what happened to a lot of elderly. But yeah, to a lot of people in my age bracket and everything, they were already sick. This made them sicker and they couldn't fight anymore. So, you know, by the time they did have a vaccine, I mean, it was pretty fast to get one, you know. It's funny because they were giving out free drugs and everybody didn't
well,
want it.
if you remember, we
It's
were
America. They're giving away free dope, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Line up. You're not going to get free drugs that.
we were sort of misled with this too, because like I was at a campfire probably about a year ago, and my brother-in-law was like, I told my brother-in-law, well, Joe Biden said, and I'm not talking politics, I don't want to get into politics, but I'm just saying,
No, I know.
Joe Biden said that if you get the flu shot, you won't get COVID. And he argued with me until I pulled it up on my phone and he saw it himself, Joe Biden saying that, and he actually apologized to me. He goes, I'm sorry,
people
man.
make statements. It's so funny to me. I don't care whose side, what side. When you make a statement like that, it's like whatever you meant, you left out a lot of information.
Right.
So you
Well, I
went from
figured,
like A to Z
Bill
and
Gates
left
backed
everything
it,
out.
and that guy hadn't been able to make his own product work. I ain't taking a vaccine. He wants to.
He what was he on Plaxib? They gave me Zithromycin, which I'd never heard of, and that knocked it out like in 4 days. So I was lucky. I mean, look,
I was in a hospital with COVID a couple years ago, 4 years ago. I was in a hospital with
My
COVID.
friend Hannah, she tested positive and she didn't even barely know she was sick. Okay. Well, a month or two later, she got a COVID shot. 2 weeks later, she got COVID so bad she was in bed for a week. 6 months later, she got a booster shot. 2 weeks after that, she got COVID so bad she was almost in the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is somebody I'm close to, and I know this is the truth.
No,
you know?
no, I'm not saying it's not.
And I think it's different for everybody.
There is a percentage of people where, look, when I got the third COVID shot, I was down for a day. It made me just fall down. I mean, it knocked me out. I was achy and all of that, and then I was all right. It was the shingle shot that put me down for like 3 days.
See, I'm a heavy smoker, and I got fibromyalgia that I don't treat, and I smoke pot, and I drink, and I've got a shitty immune system, and I never got one shot, and I never got COVID.
Wow. That's all the alcohol.
Hey, Mama T.
I know.
Alcohol.
Mama T,
is
did you say you weren't
very
a
important.
Mama T.
I have a confession to make, if I could.
Would you stop interrupting?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But I'm afraid I made a lot of money during COVID. In my previous life, I made forms for a living, and I made a beautiful COVID vaccine card, which is right here. Yeah. And at $25 a piece, and I sold about 5,000 of those.
Oh my God!
And for $4, you can get it laminated at one of your office stores.
That's cool.
Yeah, I had fun.
Mama T, I misunderstood you. I thought you said I'm not a big smoker. And that's why I was going to say.
You know, I had a roommate at the time. We had a place in Van Nuys, and we got through the whole pandemic without getting sick, without having any problems,
Yeah.
because we just made sure. I went out every day. I just had to get out of the house. So I would go to the 99-cent store and walk around, and that was glorious. There was nobody in there. And I really miss the 99-cent store, man. The best produce. You could get the best produce, best prices. You could get eggs. You could get
Oh, yeah.
everything was cheap, and it was right there. And now we're stuck with the conglomerates.
Now it's $99.
Yeah, the $99 store. Yeah.
Yes, right.
Soko Joe. Hi, Soko Joe.
Oh man.
Soka watching? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you'd like to find out how to get one of these neat cups,
Yeah.
email me at
still in Ohio,
thefullgator.com.
In Ohio,
Gaynor at
there's a lot
Yahoo.
of people wearing masks while they're driving their cars by themselves, and they come in for cigarettes at right where I hang out, and everyone wears. There's a lot of people wearing masks still. I'm like, do you know the pandemic is over? I mean, come on, give me a break.
The only time
Shoulders.
the only time I put a mask on is if I have a cold and I'm coughing and I need to go to the market.
That
I'll
worked.
bear it, because now if you cough, people flip out, man.
Oh yeah.
They lose their minds. I was in a club doing a comedy show, and I was off stage, and I was at the bar, and I coughed, and a woman sitting at the bar went, "You coughed. You're 3 feet away from me." I said, "Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. It came on, and I could." "Oh, you could," and it's like, lady, I'm sure you've done worse and had worse in your mouth. There's nothing I can do about it. All right. It's a human thing. Go back to your cocktail or whatever that, but that's
Great way to get to the front of the stage, though. I mean, you come
That's
in the
right.
concert.
No, like
Party,
senior
you walk right
exes.
to the front. Yeah.
well, it's another way to. There was a comedian on once that I didn't like. He's a dick, and he's up there, and he's not doing that well. So from the back of the room, all the way to the back of the room, I started doing this.
Oh golly.
So Joey,
And the guy on stage was, "What's going on?" And then from the other side of the room, Dice Clay, this was at the Comedy Store, Dice Clay starts going, he starts coughing. And we coughed him off stage. It was great.
So Joey, what are what's a really good memory that you have from your days, when you're doing comedy and stuff?
Oh, yeah, a good memory. Let's see. When I was one of the first things that pops into my head was opening for Richard Pryor, working with Richard Pryor.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he was my idol and my mentor. And Andy Kaufman was another guy I
Oh,
really
yeah.
worked with. Refereeing his wrestling stuff with the women in the main room, and having women throw beer bottles at the stage because he got people crazy, And somebody said to me the other night, "Why did you on stage the other night say, look, the difference between me and you people is I am from Hollywood." I said, "Well, my mentor, I have to do homage once in a while and just remind them I am from Hollywood." So
Yeah.
What about Pauly Shore? You like Pauly Shore?
Paulie's a great guy. I know Paulie since he's about 6, and because I worked when I first was at the Comedy Store, I worked answering the phones in Mitzi Shore, the late Mitzi Shore's his house on Doheny. She got, when Sammy and her divorced, she got the house, which was a mansion. I mean, it was huge, and she had an office in there, not at the club. So I would answer the phones in there, and Peter and Paulie, Peter Shore and Paulie would come up to me, and they're like 6 and 7 years old, and they're asking me for cigarettes and threatening to get me fired if I don't give them cigarettes or go in the whiskey cabinet. They're just
a couple years ago.
being wise guys. But
no chance of ever growing up normal. Yeah.
Yeah, and but I got along good with them, and I got to work with Paulie a lot when he was on his MTV show in those days. my friend Freddie Asparagus and I, the late great Freddie Asparagus, who was the bartender in Three Amigos. He and I we were a comedy duo off and on when he wasn't doing a movie and I wasn't doing something, but we would get together and we worked a lot, and we did we live from La Jolla, the beach there. We did Totally Paulie, and I worked with him a lot also at the Comedy Store and stuff. And Paulie's a good guy. He's all right. Very funny.
That's awesome.
He's a very funny. He learned from everybody. You know,
Yeah, I went and saw him at a theater one time, and the first thing he came out, he goes, "Okay, if you're expecting to see me do that Encino Man stuff," he says, "I don't remember it. I was too high."
I don't remember it. I was too high, man. Yeah, I liked working with him. Let's see who else. Well, moments in comedy that were great were working with the Smothers Brothers. That was fun. Robert Townsend, I worked with him a lot. I did a lot of stuff with Robert. Thank you, Robert, for the pension. And Five Heartbeats, all of his TV stuff on HBO. I did all of his sitcoms and his variety show. Jackie's Back. I did that movie with him. I did a lot of stuff with Robert, and he always liked my writing. I always liked working with him. He's a great director. A really, really, I mean, when I say great, I mean, he really knows how to work with actors. No screaming, no yelling. He just knows how to get what he needs without any temperamental bullshit. And just a cool head. And he always call you over and talk to you like this. You know, here, try this now. I got this idea. Try. And he's open also to ideas. And I really enjoyed. I would say some of the most fun I ever had was doing that, and then working on movies like when I was in martial law, and this movie Martial Law I did with Chad McQueen and David Carradine and Cynthia Rothrock. She was a karate.
David Carradine.
Yeah, and it was in 1990. I did it. And I get beat up real good in the beginning of the movie. We're robbing a jewelry store, and I'm the leader. And originally the script had the leader had two lines. You got the money? Where's the pizza? That's what, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna really that's sock them to open up a movie with. So I just ad-libbed a lot of stuff when they were shooting, and all of a sudden it all wound up in the movie. And there's a long story about how but anyway, it's actually a fun little movie. But Chad McQueen was really cool. Steve McQueen's son. It was fun working with him. And I did another movie for the same producer, Kurt Anderson, my buddy. We did a movie called Open Fire. It's funny because I did a movie with Bridget Nielsen also, which isn't supposed to be funny, but it is. It's called Galaxis. It's a sci-fi movie, and it's like Star Wars meets South African science fiction writing. So that's what it was, and it's around. You can find it if you're really drunk one night and want to. No, the best thing working on that movie was Bridget Nielsen would bring her dog. She'd have her kid, and her husband would show up, and her dog at the time. Her husband was a race driver, I believe. And they were really nice, but one night her dog was missing, and nobody could find the dog. The dog just took off around the. We were up in Sun Valley shooting at the old DWP power plant, which they used for movies and stuff for years and years. And nobody knew where the dog was. And I grew up with dogs, and I said, well, if you don't know where the dog is, where was the dinner where we had dinner, where they had the truck and everything with the food, the catering. So I walked over there, and sure enough, there's the dog where the catering was, sniffing around and trying to find food on the ground. And I bring him back, and Bridget Nielsen, who's like 6'4", I'm 5'8", gets the dog and starts yelling at her husband, why couldn't you find the dog? But thank you so much for finding my dog. Grabs me to hug me. And when she hugs me, my face goes right into her bosom.
Oh,
It's
oh, lucky
Mickey
you.
Rooney and Jane Mansfield all over again. And I just turned around, and I'm proud to say I just turned around and said, "Hey, it's great being 5'8". You know, so, yeah, it was a lot. It was like Mickey
Good to be
Rooney.
the king.
That was great. But yeah, I got to work on House and ER, and some of the greatest moments is like in the morning you're getting booked on a series for like incredible amount of money a week. Like within 10 episodes, you could buy a house, and by 7 o'clock the show's canceled, and you're going to Wendy's for a fucking hamburger because you're not going to celebrate now.
Yeah,
But
and that's only
yeah,
because you got a coupon in the mail.
yeah, well, that's why I clipped them. Yeah, but see, I don't have no regrets about any of that stuff. I've had like big things that were going to happen. They just didn't happen. That's Hollywood. Didn't happen. But the fact that, like, I was going to be in a movie co-star with Rebecca Howard, but the movie lost its funding and it didn't happen. But I'm not bitter about that. I'm not mad because, like the show Clubhouse, they wanted me for like 9 episodes, and it was big money. The show with Christopher Lloyd and Dean Cain, a baseball show, and it got canceled the same day that I was about to sign for like 10 episodes or something. But see, for me, all it said was, "Hey, you can run with the big dogs, so don't worry about it. You'll get other things." And so I just keep plugging away, and I've been doing a million podcasts because I moved out of LA to get away from LA for a little bit, and I'm writing a book, and I'm not worried about it because nobody can sue me. Everything is true, and I have photos, and I had video of you people in your homes that I'm writing about. You didn't know that. No, it's just a lot of stories and anecdotes, I guess. Actually, it'll be about 12 stories, so it's not boring, and it's not 500 pages with I was in the womb wondering what I'd be.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Man or a woman, or maybe both.
yeah, I want it to be a fast read because the truth of the matter is people today they do not have the attention span to read 400 pages. There are people who can, but the average person can't.
Yeah.
They get a book about that thick, they read it in a week and they're bragging about it. And that's fine because I'm the same way to an extent. If it's a good detective novel or something, I'll blow right through it. But they're not going to read that many pages. Oh, I got to read all that. So also it costs more money. And then you can't put out a second book, a third book. If it's popular, so I don't know. If people like the stories and want to hear about naked orgies and gunfights and cocaine in the 80s, this is the book for you. No, it's not.
Wait, there's more. Now how much would you
But
pay?
wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Wait, what was
There's
the name
more.
of that
I'll
movie?
even include a cob gobbler.
What was the name of the movie with David Carradine again?
That's martial law.
Martial law.
MARTIAL, martial law, and also with you can watch that on Amazon. I think it's on there. You can watch it for free. It's in their movies, and but click on it because I get a nickel or something every time. So
well, Joe,
Send some pennies.
For the next 25 cents you see, you'll know it was us.
well, yes, I will. I'll figure that out in a second. Yeah, it's funny. If I do get a residual for 25 cents, I actually clear 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine with me. I don't care. It's
Musicians.
all the money gets funneled through Chicago anyway. Hey, what did I say? No.
Well, Joey, we appreciate having you on, man. I tell you, it's just been a lot of fun. Steven was right. You are a comic
Trying to get a
gold.
little more light on me. Thank you. I really had fun talking to you guys. It was great. I'd love to come back sometime and get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just never shuts up. This guy. He just, hey,
No, we loved it. It was good. It wasn't boring.
You guys are great. No, I really had a good time. And
Thank
thanks
you
for having me on.
Yeah, come back when you can't stay. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
and look, it's a shame I don't have my my other shirt. Anyway, by the way, but just watch out for my new podcast, The Smoking Bongo, where we'll talk about wrestling and everything. Really not politics. I'm sick of it. Everybody talks about that.
Yeah.
I like to talk about my first love, professional wrestling. I was a manager. I got to do a bunch of stuff. And next time, if you guys are wrestling fans, we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have Kenny Casanova and Justin Race on here in the next hour. So.
Oh, that's great, man.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
our way of ending
absolutely,
the
absolutely.
season, so.
Very cool. Very cool.
You picked a good time to be on because this is our season 3 finale. So we're taking a break. So we're going to be coming back on next month in January for season 4. So yeah.
Well, great. Guys like you and Bill Maher need that break because I know when you're.
Yeah.
Enjoy Hawaii.
Oh yeah. Minnesota, Hawaii.
Well, enjoy the Hawaiian is more what I mean.
Well, I'll drink some pineapple juice later on. So
the only Hawaiian he's going to enjoy is a pizza.
Yeah.
I when I say enjoy the Hawaiian, I mean the strain. But anyway, I don't want to strain my back if you know what I mean. Very, very quickly, help! We can't get out of Czechoslovakia. Help! Okay. And, all right, you guys. Thank you so much.
Hey,
I really appreciate it. Peace out. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. God bless. I want to come back next year. Yes. Take care. And I'll see the DJ man Christmas when you come down and bring me some stuff.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
There you go, man. That's great. That's great. God bless. Take care, guys.
You too,
Bye-bye.
man. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll let Joey get out. You know how to... Okay, yeah, he knows how to do that. All right. Yeah, what do you guys think? Joey Gaynor. I mean...
Yeah, that was fun.
Little bit more excitement.
He was funny.
Yeah, well, we'll probably get him come back again because if they want to come back, I ain't against it. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of stories to tell. And it's interesting, very, very interesting. Well, I have one segment here before we get to our last guest for the second hour that I want to share with you.
Hey, I thought of something when you guys were talking about deer hunting.
Oh yeah,
have you heard that recording of Joe making the 911 call about the deer?
No.
Look it up on YouTube. Joe versus the deer 911 call.
Okay.
It's hilarious. This guy hits a deer, puts it in the back seat of his car, and just a whole bunch. The end line is the greatest. You gotta
Okay.
It's like the reason he calls 911. He gets to the real question at the end, and it's hilarious.
Oh, I'll have to take a look at that later on. I'll look that up later on. Well, the segment I have is kind of a similar segment from last week. Everybody enjoyed the, Joey was even talking about the 99-cent store and whatnot. Well, I found another one that's similar to that. That's a little bit longer, just to kind of fill some time. So enjoy. Some Jay Leno for you. Surprised that Facebook doesn't even take us down for this. Oh, well, that's okay.
Folks, the price of gas skyrocketing, and this economy, terrible shape. People trying to save as much money as they can. So if you're like me, you want to do your shopping at the 99-cent store. What the hell kind of music was that?
Don't look at me. I didn't
know what that was. Now, these are real things. We go down and we purchase at the 99. These are not made-up items. These are real things. You see, sometimes there's a mistake in the packaging, and you can save a fortune by shopping at the 99-cent store. Look at that. Here you go. Look at this. Here's the Super Kitchen playset made in China. It has everything a little child needs to play in the kitchen. Pots, pans, and just like Mom, look, 5 bottles of liquor. Look, see bottles of liquor there. A giant carrot. Now, this looks like, I guess, at Christmas time and cooking a turkey baster.
Last week, I guess. It's a compilation.
Perini turkey. I like what it says here. Look. Can you read it? For everyday pleasure.
Not Mama T, you don't even want to do that.
For your everyday pleasure.
I'm going to base your brains out, baby.
Okay.
That's coming from Santa Claus.
You got kids, they go to school, they make mistakes. You need these erasers in, look, assorted colors. Admittedly, you have to have a fine eye. 99 cents. Got this at the 99-cent store. It's the 6M sink and brain cleaner. Exactly. There you go. Why send your kid to one of those Sylvan Learning Centers? Just put this snake in his ear and clean it up. Well, here is a hell of a deal. Let's say you're a drug user on the go. You don't have time to stand there and heat the spoon and do all that, so you just get one of these, a crack sandwich. I didn't know what was that, Japan? Oh, China, I guess. I didn't even know what this is. All I know is it's called the Advanced Bowel Mat. What that means. Just the regular bowel mat seems better. Here's another item from China. Teddy tanks. Let's say your little son or daughter has a teddy bear they love more than anything, and they want to dress the teddy bear up. Some teddy bear clothes. I don't know if the little message is appropriate. Sand, sun, and sex.
There you go.
This is the mouse keychain. I guess this is supposed to be modeled after our governor. You see, no, you see it's got a barbell and a cigar, and it talks. Let me show you how this works. Let's see what it says. This, again, 99 cents for this. What was that?
Wow.
Behold, my big, beautiful, bulging biceps.
Is that supposed to be Arnold as a mouse? Hang on.
I'll be back.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's cool.
That's a cool one. 99 cents. I'm going to save that one for later. Well, this one made me laugh. This is not bad for 99 cents. It's the Superhero Returns action set. Now, apparently, they didn't want to pay the license agreement to use the name Superman, you see. So it's just superhero, generic superhero returns. But it looks like Superman from the movie. And if you don't know the story of Superman, well, here, it's explained on the back. Here, read along with me. The Superman is in several years. The trial returned to hometowns and did not succeed. Hence, re-returned to New York. But unfortunate is he discovers that his own lover, Louis Silk, has already had the male friend and a child. If you're a fisherman or there's a fisherman in your family, you might want to get them this. It's designed specifically for trout, just a bed. It's the spineless Wonder Boner.
I saw the commercial for that.
Wonder Boner.
Smitty, wasn't that your nickname in college, the spineless?
Wonder Boner.
Weren't you the spineless Wonder Boner? Is that
Thanks a lot, Jay.
This one's from Japan.
Black
These are Japanese, I guess, blindfolds. I don't quite, look, can you see the illustrations? You can use them while reading a book or driving your car. Look, you see, you put on your blindfolds while you drive. But it's 99 cents. Why quibble? Oh, here you go. Now, here's a learning tool. It's not all toys and games. These are flashcards, you know, when you're a kid. They're 99 cents, and your kids can learn, for example, that, look, 7 plus 2 equals 5. You see? That's why they're 99 cents. Good luck selling this in LA. Virginity soap. There you go.
What does that mean?
I don't want to know what it means. You know, in China, they oftentimes, they try to make knockoff stuff that looks like American stuff.
Right.
Like this. This is a real product. Only 9 cents new Crust toothpaste. Isn't that hilarious? Crust toothpaste.
You might need to floss.
These seem a little inappropriate. These are bear. You put them on the wall to hang pictures on. These look like really happy bears to me. They want that in your kid's room with a hey. You all know Red Bull, all these high energy drinks, blah, blah, you know. This is another one, again, from China. And again, I guess it's supposed to make you feel happy, excited. You see why it's 99 cents. This is gay fuel.
Need some of that.
I'm feeling kind of frisky. How about a glass of gay fuel? Kev, why don't you and I go out for a couple of gay fuels right after the show?
That's all right, Jay. I'm kind of stuffed. That's all right.
Now, multivitamin tablets, they're important. You want to take multivitamins. Right. I don't know how you swallow this one. This is a multivitamin tablet, as you can see. It also works as a dog brush, too. This is a candy bar. But the mistake, people make a candy bar in a foreign country. Words have a whole different meaning. You can see why this didn't sell here. Right. You can see why it didn't even sell for 99 cents. It's the fart candy bar. There you are. Well, this is just creepy. This is supposed to be a book about a little girl who she doesn't have a mommy. She has a daddy. She's about a single father's daughter. And the little girl has written, she's written a book about trying to find a new mommy, a new mother. Or, it's just a bad title and a bad picture. It's called One Sexy Daddy.
Okay.
It just looks creepy, doesn't it?
It's very creepy.
Oh, you think Michael Jackson's got this on the shelf?
Not on Epstein's
Beautiful
reading
stocking. All right, looks hang by the fireplace with cheer. Look, see Santa's calming. Okay, it's just, all right. But you know, most kids now are illiterate. They're not going to know the difference. So you put this up. It just looks pretty to me. Here's the hell of a deal. It's the mini square alarm clock. It's not mini, it's not square. They have cards. You can get cards at the 99 cent store.
Oh, yeah.
I like this one. With sympathy on the loss of your mother. Oh. And you open it up, and of course it says, Feliz Navidad! Feliz Navidad! Oh, look at this. This is really... These are Valentine love handcuffs, recommended ages 3 and up. Look, 3 and up. Okay. Maybe while you're reading Sexy Daddy, those are terrible. Horrible. It's a terrible idea, this is. What is this? Oh, here you go. Super Teddy talking doll. 99, that's a pretty good deal. This talks also. Let's see what it says. See, the thing, it's a nice little doll, and it talks. It just sounds creepy. Listen.
I love to be tickled. I'm a robot, but I can tell you have a trusting hand, my friend.
You have a trusting hand, my friend. Get that thing out of here. What is this? This is a 3-piece holiday ensemble. It comes with a pot holder, a towel, and a napkin. Again, I don't see. Somehow, the 2 dogs fornicating doesn't. Not really.
Why no one?
I like the guide dog. Not quite sure why you would. Go to Grandma's house. She puts this out. Lovely. These are block puzzles, not for children under 3. Well, who else is going to play with block puzzles? Well, look, some of the things on there. Can you see? Look, there you go. Look, there's a radish. Show the radish. See, there's a radish. Show the apricot. There's the apricot. There's an apricot. And a hippocampal, whatever that is. And of course, when you're a kid, what's more important? Oh, and it's for nabs. Nabs. And of course, my favorite, B for beer, right? 99 cents.
Look at that.
What do we got here? Oh, Kev, you're an athlete. This is sports water. See, the name probably turns people off. It's Speedo sports water. Apparently, what they do is they get the old Speedos and they wring them out. Want to try it, Kev?
No, I don't want to try it. You try it.
It's blue. I think it's what they use in the airplanes.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, God, that's awful.
Ew.
What is that?
99 cents, man.
And we have, now there's 3 pencil sharpeners. Let me open this up.
Saw that one already.
Look, there's 3 for 99 cents.
It's almost
Okay.
over.
You see, it's a little kitty, and apparently just stick the pen in the
That's funny.
Your child will grow up to be some sort of. This is by Aqua King. This is the sofa chair. See, the chair in the pool, you sit in the pool and you sit in this for 99 cents.
Nice.
Unless you read the warning, not recommended for use in warnings. Why you would spend 99 cents. And finally, these look like good work gloves, don't they, Kev?
Yeah, man.
Fine work gloves. It's the name. You see, these are the hand job work gloves. Look at their slogan. Look at their slogan. Better than nothing. Let me tell you something. If you ask any guy, he'll tell you a hand job is better than nothing. Enough of that.
Funny stuff. Funny
There you
stuff.
go. There you go. Our final segment for season 3. Anyway, sorry it was a repeat of last week's stuff. I found the video last minute, but I figured I gotta entertain us with something anyway. But I think next season,
The good old days.
Next season we'll start doing more interactive games and stuff, like actual the fun stuff that we were trying to do anyway. Oh, there's the dogs barking.
Yeah. Everybody's getting home from the store, and the dogs want everyone to know that they know someone's here.
Oh, geez.
Actually, it's John's dogs, so that's all right.
Yeah. The Santa's good dogs this time, or his reindeer or whatever. Well, we'll be getting our guests here pretty soon. Kenny CASSANOVA and Justin Race will be both coming on here in a few minutes here. I sent them the link anyway, so I want to just mention, just to let everybody know that in case if anybody's paying attention or any of the viewers out there that are, I did an interview here just this past Tuesday on the Sherpa podcast, on his podcast. He's from New York, and we talked a lot about the show and talked a lot about the history of broadcasting and everything. And so if you want to check that out, it's called Frankie Meets the Sherpa. Almost sounds like a Three Stooges episode, almost like. But I put it on YouTube, and I also put it on TikTok as well. And I was trying to put it on Facebook, but for some reason lately, putting videos on Facebook that are like uploading new videos to Facebook, for some reason they won't some stuff won't upload right away, or it won't upload at all. It'll say that it is, but then it's just like, I don't know. Facebook's just been acting kind of funny lately. I don't know what it is. Ever since I got my account back, it's been kind of locking me out and then unlocking me out, and it's like, it's like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It's weird too. Like I click on something and like it wants me to sign in, and I'm like, I'm already signed in. What the hell? I actually have to close the application and click on it again, and it'll come up normal.
That could be a scam. Be careful because they want you to put your password in.
Yeah, that's why I just close out of it.
What's been going on is that ever since I got my account back last week, it's like I read like once a week or twice a week I'm locked out, and I gotta verify. Just like I hope this is not something I have to do for the rest of the time that I have this account. Jesus Christ, it's like, I mean, how much more secure can you make it? I realized I messed up when I was trying to be good and help a friend out, whatever, and help with his account. I had no clue that it was going to be like that when it happened. I learned my lesson from that, but it's like, should I be punished now for trying to help somebody?
Well, they hacked Bill Kinnison. They hacked Bill Kinnison's account. I think I told you this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they were selling stuff on his account, and people thought it was his stuff and was sending money to them. He said thousands of dollars.
Like T-shirts and stuff?
Yeah, now they're using that AI and calling people with the voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a few
People have,
times.
like, it's been happening to a lot of musicians I know too. Like, people are taking over their page and selling t-shirts. Hey,
Oh
us
yeah, yeah,
starting musicians, we need money. Buy some merch from us. Here's t-shirts, here's
sure.
CDs, here's whatever. And people are sending their money and waiting for their order
Yep.
to show up. It all looks legit.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, that was the problem why we didn't have anybody on, for the last two episodes of season two, was because I was trying to, like I thought we had a big star coming for the last episode, and believe it or not, I thought it was Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. That's who I was trying to get, and I guess his father's account was not a real account, and yeah, it was just I was set up. Like we set it up and everything, but nothing happened. And then I found his father's real email, and I said, "Well, I'm looking forward to having you on the show, having you and Finn on the show." And he was like, "We have no idea that you even requested that. You must have got hacked." And then I told him, or you must have been chatting with the imposter. And then I screenshotted the person who I was talking to, and he's like, "Yeah, that's a fake account. That's not my account." So I felt bad because I was hoping that it would be kind of cool, like all of a sudden, because at the time he was working on that it's a Saturday Night Live movie, because he's like in the opening scene of that, But and I'm a huge Stranger Things fan, so I thought that'd be kind of fun for us. But of course, I'm just stupid to believe stuff like that could happen here. But you never know, I guess. It looks like Kenny is coming in here, so another Ken anyway.
Casanova. That's a
Yeah.
mafia name.
Yeah, well, he's been around, my friend. He knows some stuff, but he's a good guy though. I've been friends with him for a long time on Facebook. Been trying to get him on the show for almost over a decade, and then we finally, through the magic of a person, we finally are connected. How's it going, Kenny?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Welcome to Renegade Radio.
Hey, great. Good to be here.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you on because as I've told you on the emails and stuff that I've been friends with you for quite a long time, so I do follow your updates and with your history with wrestling and everything, and I just always wanted to get you on, and then you were either too busy or you just had too much stuff going on, and all of a
I'm
sudden now
usually pretty easy though to get.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't avoiding you anyhow.
Yeah, no, I just I figured one day we'd finally interact and
Sure. All right.
good way to do it tonight here on the season three finale episode. Justin should be coming pretty soon. I sent him the link. So
Okay.
he'll come when he's ready. I guess I don't know if you guys talked to if you talked to him beforehand or whatever about
I don't know
anything.
exactly how he knew I was on, but he uh maybe somebody must have told him that I was on and he thought it might be good to come on. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I told him that. Well, so Steven told me about you, and Steven was surprised that we knew each other or that we knew of each other anyway.
Okay.
And then Justin's been on the show before. He was on back
Oh,
in
all right.
April. But he's a kind of a fan of the show. He's kind of been following us ever since, and and I thought, well, if you want to come back on,
All
no
right.
matter what you're doing, let's do it. So. But this is my crew, or some of my crew members. We got DJ Ken from Las Vegas. He's Wolfman Jack's nephew.
All
Screaming
right, sir.
Sam. Screaming Sam did a Sam Kinison tribute years ago. Mama T, she's friends with me. She lives in my area. And
Okay.
Antique Man, he's from Texas. Well, he lives in Texas, but he's from my area too, originally.
Another
Cool.
podcast, an Antique Man is actually a musician.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I'm a singer. There's a big difference.
And Kenny,
True.
and I tell you, man, your body of work speaks for itself. I mean, like I said, been following you for a long time, and I think when I first friended you, you were doing stuff with Kamala. You were writing a
Right,
book.
right. That was my first one. Well, my first wrestling one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've done a lot since, been working with a lot of different wrestlers and telling the real side of their stories.
Yeah. So basically, most of my projects are the same now. I work with a professional wrestler to get their autobiography out there. So I kind of co-write it with them. I do all the research and I get the stories onto paper. And usually one of my, I don't know, one of my accoutrements. I don't know what's the word I'm thinking of. One of my
Well, your buddies.
One of my skills, I guess. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for right now.
Oh, that's fine.
Is to make the story fun or funny. Find the fun and stuff when I can. To bring out the voice of the wrestlers. That's kind of the style that I shoot for, a lot of dialogue and a lot of fun moments and entertainment when I can with creating the stories. And retelling their lives and careers and all that. So
Sure. Well, no, it's good because every wrestler. That's one of the things that I always loved about why I got into interviewing in the first place. The first guy I ever had a chance to interview was Greg the Hammer Valentine, and that was
Nice.
because he was in my area doing a house show or doing like a thing at the casino, and we chatted for an hour. Of course, I was nervous as hell because I'd never done this stuff before, so I didn't know what to expect. But it was a good interview, and it's just I feel like wrestlers really have the best stories. When it comes to just their life experiences, no matter who they are, I don't care if you're a jobber or a main eventer or whatever. All the wrestlers just have the best stories. Would you guys agree upon that about when it comes to that sort of thing?
Reed,
It's between them and comedians.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
oh, no,
yeah.
no, no, wait now. How about musicians? Musicians have some
Oh, of
really good
course.
stories.
But I'm talking just when it comes to like wrestling itself. Like if we're just talking wrestling in general, because I've been a fan for a long time. I mean a very long time. Like going to like WCW and like the Clash of Champions and all that stuff. Now I didn't watch a whole lot of NWA or AWA or any of that stuff because I was a little kid. When I first started watching, like I think WrestleMania 6 was my first actual introduction to wrestling. But I learned as I went along. So there's a lot of stuff I still don't know about. But I'm a fan though. I'm a huge fan because I feel like I know a lot about what we're talking about anyway, even if I don't.
I like the
Take
Christmas
your bow.
decoration.
Oh yeah, we got a real life Santa Claus here, DJ Kent. He's actually you're going to be doing his Santa
Can you
Claus
all hear
stuff here
me?
pretty soon. Yeah.
We can hear you.
Merry
Can you hear us?
Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Santa Claus there. I like the Christmas decorations. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're
Yeah,
doing
How are
good.
you?
Good.
Welcome
Oh,
back.
Very well.
Have you been a good
Oh,
little
thank
boy?
you.
Would you like?
Kind of.
Well,
I
that's
ain't
good.
asking Mama T. I know the answer.
If you asking Mama T, would you like me to stuff your stocking? No, I'm just anyway. No, we're happy to have you back on, Justin, because I don't know a whole lot, like how much you've been following or paying attention with our show, but I know I do see that you give us a liker here and there, so I'm assuming that you're watching the episodes or
Yeah, I
whatever.
watch as many as I can.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Have you learned a
Yeah.
lot about us that we're a bunch of crazy bunch of people?
Yeah, I learned that. Yeah. I figured that one out when I was on the first time.
Oh, crazy boys.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm glad that you guys can be on the season 3 finale because we're not over. We're just going to take a little bit of a break and then come back in January and for season 4 and continue doing this show. It's been a lot of fun hosting and being a part
So
of
is
it.
it a holiday break or are you hiding from the law?
Hide from the law.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny these reports.
Well, no, it's just we did 20 episodes now. This summer we started in July, and I just figured, well, most of the people here are busier than I'll ever be, and you gotta understand, with everybody that's in my crew, they all have their own lives and stuff. They could easily just tell me to F off and we're not doing the show no more or whatever, but they come on every week and they love it. They love being a part of it. Because you never know what we're going to do, and you never know what type of guests we're going to have, and it just.
And as long as he's got all our film negatives in his safe, we have to show up.
Exactly. He's got dirt on all of us. He does.
Uh-oh.
Well, especially you. No,
Uh-oh.
anyway, but No, we love having you guys on. And this will be a good way to end the season on a wrestling subject anyway. But Kenny, I mean, tell my crew a little bit about yourself and kind of like how you got introduced to the wrestling
How you
bug
doing,
and
Kenny?
everything.
Okay, so I used to do a real lot of managing. That's more what I was known for, pro wrestling manager. My name Kenny Casanova. Kind of lends to the character. I would sing karaoke as I came to the ring, Britney Spears songs, just stuff to get cheap heat and get people booing me. It was kind of a cross between, I'd say, like a Jimmy Hart and maybe like a Jim Cornette or something like that. And what happened is Kamala lost both legs to diabetes, and I talked to him, and I had played kimchi for him quite a bit in the Northeast. And I said to him, "Hey, why don't we put a Kickstarter together and try to help you get some kind of medical costs paid, and we'll put your story on paper." And he wasn't sure at first, and he said, "Kenny, why don't you call my financial advisor and run it by him? And if he says good, then we'll do it." And he's from Mississippi. His name's James Harris, and he has that kind of like Mississippi voice and all. And I said, "Sure, okay, give me his number." And little behold, I was calling Coco Beware. So call up Coco, and Coco's like, "Yeah, you got to do it, brother. You got to do, but you got to take care of him. You want to make sure you really are doing a real Kickstarter for him if you are, because he's been screwed over by all kinds of people." So I just said, "Hey, whatever we make, we'll put the book out there, and it'll be your fundraiser." And we did really well with it. I mean, we made somewhere in the area of $150,000 for him. And it super helped him out, paid a ton of bills that he had. He had tons of bills because he couldn't work for a while. And anyhow, it just started snowballing after that. People liked my books. They liked the way that I made things fun. And I did Beefcakes and Vader and Sabu's and Ken Patera and Earl Hebner and Danny Davis and Just Incredible and TNA's ODB. So I've done a bunch of them now. And it looks like soon I'll be doing Rikishi's, I believe, next.
Oh wow.
So,
Well,
yeah.
hey, I mean, especially around the good time with the bloodline storyline going on. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's the hope, right? Yeah.
I
So,
didn't think that would be I didn't think that'd go over, but you realize how the impact of how big the Samoan. I mean, obviously Harley, your dad Harley Justin made a big impact as well, but like the Samoans, I mean, Dynasty and whatever. I mean, they've been around a long time too. I mean, holy
sure.
moly.
They just keep going, it seems, right? And I'm excited to do that book because I'll be able to do a lot of cultural stuff and try to, explain some things to people that, they might not know about it, which was fun when I did
I've
Ken
been there.
Patera's, because Ken Patera's had
I've
a
been
big
there many
Olympian
times with my
section.
dad when he'd
Oh,
wrestle Peter Maravilla.
okay.
Very, very beautiful place.
Wow. No, that's great. That you guys are doing that type of stuff because, like I say, there's so many. There's a lot of wrestlers that people don't even talk about anymore. That that I feel like have gotten lost in time. That should have a book or a movie written about them. And I feel like one of them was Mean Gene Okerlund. Because that
For
guy, I
sure.
tell you what, I had him on the show a couple times many years ago when I was in South Dakota, and he was so wholesome and so cordial. I was so sad when he passed away. I mean, it's like losing their best friend, almost like. I mean, do you have
Mm.
a lot of? I mean, did you? I'm sure you met you had a chance to talk to him a bunch when he was alive. I'm sure.
I went to Hooters with him a couple of times. So he wasn't as wholesome as you think.
Yes, I know he was a horny old man, but I mean, that's kind of his side character thing. But it's like, but honestly, a guy like that, he come from Minneapolis or South Dakota and everything, and I'm just like, this guy just, is a legend among legends, and it just seemed like he just knew what he was doing. And that's just one of the many. I mean, how many stories can you tell about Owen Hart, that hasn't been told yet, or whatever, And of course,
Don't
even
mess with
though,
my dad's chili.
and And of course, a little controversy too, and I'm sorry, if it bothers people that I bring this up, but Chris Benoit, like I know he, they supposedly did what he did or whatever, but I still think that guy deserves, to have something written about him, in a positive light about it, at least about his wrestling, anyway, you know. But it seems like nobody wants to take on the cause because they're just like worried about their own, they're worried about what will happen, and it's like nothing's going to happen. You're going to write a book about a great wrestler, but I mean, I don't know, it's just I guess scary times, but don't be too scared, I guess. Sorry to bring it down a little bit, but like
No, no, I think it's a good idea.
one of my
Like that,
favorites.
Sean. Why? This is supposed to be the fun time. This is my
It is
break for the
fun.
day.
It is fun. I'm talking about wrestling.
I've literally been
Wrestling's fun.
I've literally been on Zoom all day, and this was supposed to be my break. I still got more work to do tonight.
Well, I'm sorry that you are living in reality here.
Reality sucks. That's what the beer is for.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, Kenny, what have you been like? When it comes to writing these books, like what have you learned from having these experiences?
Well, I think the best thing to do is to find the questions that haven't been asked. So a lot of times you might watch an interview with, say, like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and he's got some really polished, awesome stories, but he tells the same story quite a bit. Like I told that Kamala story with Coco Beware. As wrestlers, you get a little bit of a nugget going, and you add a little bit to it, make the story a little bit better, and you don't let the truth get away of a good story, kind of thing. And the story
Right.
becomes really good after a while, telling it the same story year after year after year. But I think with writing the books, I spend a good year with most of the wrestlers to try to get their story together. So I try to ask all the questions that haven't been asked. So I'll watch a bunch of shoot interviews and listen to podcasts that people have been on to hear what do the people already know, and I'll do those stories justice. But then I try to get all the other stuff, like what kind of car did they drive in high school, what kind of bands did they go and see, what kind of music did they like, what kind of extracurricular activities did they have going on,
Sure.
stuff they didn't talk about, and I think that helps a lot.
Oh yeah, because then it's like gives you that insight that hey, you know what? You're still a human being.
Right.
They had a
Yeah.
normal life before they became a professional, or some people did, or whatever, And that's interesting because I suppose, like you do a lot of traveling with the people that you work with. I suppose, like here and there.
Some yes and some no. I mean, like with Vader, I hadn't worked with him all that much. I had only done three matches with Vader, and three shows that Vader was on. And I just shot him a text message, "Hey, do you want to do a book?" And he writes back, "Yeah." So we started doing it, and it took 4 years though with Vader, and he had congestive heart failure coming on, and then he had a diagnosis of only 2 years to live. So we had to go back and fix some things up because he didn't want to have anything too negative if the book would precede him, and he didn't have time to make good graces with somebody. He might have said something he didn't really want to say about them in the book. So we really had to go back and fix and change some things when we heard that he was going to pass. And the book came out just as he passed, actually. But we made it work, and it was kind of his opportunity to have like a Hall of Fame moment when the book came out for him.
Sure.
Whereas he wasn't in the Hall of Fame yet. He did get in recently, but it was post mortem and also.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like WWE's has been doing that a lot lately. Just like when you have a person that's been alive for a long time, and all of a sudden they die, and it's like most of the time it's because they had bad beef with the
Mm.
organization, and then once they're dead, then it's like, oh yeah, we'll put them in the Hall of Fame now, and and we'll have somebody else, into the, talk about them and all that stuff. It's like, come on,
Right. I don't
we
like
got all
that
this
way.
time.
I think they should do it when they're alive, though, right? Don't you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. And some people talk about how it's like, the WWE Hall of Fame is not really a real Hall of Fame because they still have no building, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or the Comedy Hall of Fame or whatever. And I don't know. I'd still say it's still a big honor to be in there. It's just that maybe they could have like a little something like in their new building or something or make a building that they could do that with or something. I don't know
Might
why they
happen,
never.
right?
Yeah, I
Might
don't know.
happen. I don't understand why MTV still gives music video awards away, though. Do you?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. No, I don't. I
Watched it in
don't
30
know.
years.
It's
Yeah.
empty V now.
TV, MTV.
Well, what I want to do, because I feel like I'm just hogging all the limelight here, for all my crew members here. We want to do like a round robin style interview a little bit, just to let everybody have a chance to ask some questions if they want to ask, and that way everybody gets a turn at least. Because I don't like hogging interviews. I've been told that before a few times that I talk too much. So I've been trying to calm it down a little bit and leave everybody else their fair share too. So I'm going to start with Mama T because she always has some really good questions to ask. So go ahead, Mama T. You're on the spotlight.
So, Kenny, what was your favorite memory? The most favorite memory you ever had of any wrestling encounter you had?
Are you talking working with the wrestlers or actually being on shows as talent?
Sure. Tell me a
Either.
story.
Let me think of a funny story. Okay, here's a funny story. One time I did a show where a referee that I had actually gone to like wrestling school and trained with, he knew me pretty well. He was supposed to power bomb me at the end of the actual match, and that was supposed to be like my comeuppance from messing with him the whole match, cheating, pulling a fast one on him and stuff. And he got me up, and he kind of got me up high or wrong, and I kind of went up so high that I started to go back, and then he fell down backwards, and he didn't do it right. So we're both laying on the mat, and he said, "Now how the hell are we gonna fix this?" Because we're both laying there, and he's supposed to look good and shine after that. And I was like, "There's no way to really do it. You kind of messed up. I jumped for you, and you twisted me, or you fell down sideways,
Yeah,
or whatever
your
you did,
fault.
you know." So I said to him a code word that only he would really know, and he wasn't going to like. You all know the earthquake move where they bounce back and forth through the
Yeah.
ropes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and then he dropped his ass on the guy, right? So
Right.
I said to him, bare ass earthquake, which he was like, "Oh my God, no." Now, so as a joke, we always said in the wrestling camp that we would drink and just get messed up and and fool around, and we're training and just like doing ridiculous stuff. We trained at a place Binghamton. It was an old auto car dealership that had a ring set up in it, and we would beat people up with milk cartons and all kinds of just crazy nonsense sometimes when a couple guys had drinks in them. And one of the jokes was, is if you keep doing this, you're going to get the bare ass earthquake. And that was exactly what it sounded like, where you would pull the moon before you hit somebody with the earthquake splash. And so, anyhow, lo and behold, I hit both ropes, and I quick dropped the moon and hit him with the bare ass earthquake. And we went the other route, and he sold it like, "Oh my God, my ref shirt smells. This is disgusting."
Oh, yeah.
And the heel got over on him, which is usually against what I did. I always was like the coward chicken shit heel, where you make yourself look bad in the end to make the baby face look good. But I didn't do that night because he messed up, and it got over. It got a huge pop, and we left there, and there's there's a video out there with half my ass crack kind of sticking out. So apologize for anybody who might have that on VHS still.
Because there's still a video out there of little Bobby's ass crack on this show, and I still haven't been able to find it.
Wow. And you never will. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he had to get that crack in there.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's a memorable crack now since he passed away, but well, we'll let Ken, DJ Ken, ask the next question. Santa Claus.
I don't know. Never really had too many questions about wrestling. It was just fun to watch.
Well, that's fine.
There's some choreography going on, but people got to be trained. They got to know what they're doing, or else you get hurt. That was the thing. People are always, it's all fake. No, you can get your ass whooped. Yeah, you don't pay attention, you can get hurt. But I don't know.
Maybe ask Kenny, like, has he ever been hurt? Has he ever had any injuries at all?
That was
Yeah,
one of my questions.
when sometime when you'd been, you thought you were fooling around and the other guy took it serious.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. So, I mean, I don't know. I've had a broken rib, I don't know, probably a torn rotator cuff, sprained ankle. I didn't have anything too major, nothing like, crazy. Those are pretty minor for what a lot of people had. But have I ever seen a real, yeah, there was a real kind of fight once, if that's what you're asking, like a shoot. Guy named Big Guido from ECW, who also went by Primo Canera the third when I was working with him. He got mad at a guy named Preston Steele in a independent show in Pennsylvania. And he took steel chairs to this guy, like brutal, like really following through, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And we watched that, and when they went in the back of the locker room, they separated, and the two did not talk. And I realized that those looked rough because they were rough, and they weren't supposed to be like that. So I've seen a couple instances of that, but that's probably the biggest one that comes to mind is this guy that people might remember as Big Guido from ECW. I have a question for Justin, though. I want to know what kind of music his dad listened to in the car, and if there were any ever illegal shenanigans that went on behind the wheel.
There you
go. Well, every night.
Short answer.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, every night. I mean, Dad used to say, I like to drive a car, I like to smoke cigarettes, and I like to drink beer. So why not do them all together?
Because I'll tell you, Vader told me some stuff in the story. Because for people may not remember, Harley Race managed Vader, and he talked about doing something to the car so it would go faster than, I think they called it the register. Now I don't even know how this works exactly, but if your car shows that it goes 100 miles per hour and then it kind of stops or it won't go up after a certain amount, they would do something to the register. I don't know if this is Vader or Harley, but make it so it could go 150, 160, and they would just drive nuts. So,
not that I remember. I mean, we had several cars that went way over 150. As far as music, though, I'll cover that first. Dad listened to Charlie Pride, Waylon, Willie and Waylon.
Sure.
And that was pretty much it. The 8-track of Charlie Pride, it was either in the Cadillac or in the boat, in our boat. Yeah, 8-track in there too. And it's over and over and over. And I can still sing all those songs, and I was 4 when I heard them. But they were great. I mean, when you really listen to him, Charlie Pride was really quite a masterful.
The
lyrics to his song were really beautiful. And then Willie and Waylon, of course, met both of them too. Willie, and I never got a chance to meet Charlie Pride. I think Dad did. But yeah, that's who we listened to.
He really liked the country music. That's cool.
Yeah, well, and kind of like it didn't matter whose car it was, Dad was driving, and that's what we were going to listen to, and no one said anything whether they liked it or not.
Is it true you had to like turn the beer so he could drink it, open it, turn the beer a certain way, and hand it to him while he was driving? So
he didn't have to look down at it. Guys, he was like that with the guys, but when it was just him and I riding in the car,
well, yeah.
I was a 6, 7, 8-year-old, whatever, 5 years old. I was the salami slicer, the cheese cutter, and the bartender. And as long as I had one to him, by the time he threw the other one out the window, then he was happy. But yeah, the guy he was pretty hard on the guys in the back seat when they were guys with us. They had that as soon as he had the last sip of one, he wanted to hear the crack of another.
Right.
And it better be quick.
Right.
And then hand it to him with the so it's facing to him.
What was his drink of choice?
Pull tabs too. There was also pull tabs too back then. So
right.
They had to get rid of the pull tab too.
Well, what beer did he drink?
Yellow with foam. I mean, back in the day, he liked Bush Light later in life, but in the day, he drank Coors a lot. Coors Light. I mean, this is a long time ago, and this is the '70s. I think Coors Light had just come out. There weren't many light beers out. But he drank Coors. But that was a lot of the time that I got to spend with my father, just he and I. I mean, we traveled together. My mom and I traveled with him a lot. And, from 73 to, or 74, whatever, somewhere when I was old enough to actually travel and be able to take care of myself a little bit, my mom would have to carry me and stuff. Until the mid 80s when I was in high school, um, we traveled a lot with him. And so at night after he'd finished, we'd drive to the next town, and my mom would go in the back in the van and sleep. And Dad and I'd sit up front, and that's when we got a chance to talk, father son type stuff.
I don't know.
And that's when I was the bartender, this cheese slicer, and the salami man.
Oh,
So do you
wow.
want to tell them the name of the book idea that you're thinking of, and maybe
Yeah,
that's
my book. Yeah, my mom might swing in here in a little while. I don't know. I haven't heard her. My book is called "Don't Tell Your Mother," and it exactly what that sounds like. I mean, the title pretty much indicates what the book is like. You're talking about driving fast illegally. Um, in 1977, my dad bought my mom a Porsche. And, back then they didn't have manufacturers all over the world. You bought it in Germany, they made it, and they shipped it to you here. So we got it, and he let my mom run around for a few days in it and show off or whatnot. And finally, one day, he said to me, "Go on, let's go for a ride." I said, "All right." So I got in. It was 77, so I must have been 6 going on 7, somewhere in there. So we got in, and I was expecting him just to peel off out of the neighborhood and whatever. But he just coasted out of the neighborhood, and he coasted over and got up. We got on this highway, and we coasted, speed limit the whole way. I'm looking at him like, "What are you, nuts?" Because I'm used to it. And then we got to this road that he named the Autobahn. It was in southern Kansas City, and it was a highway. It was a 4-lane highway, well paved, but there was nothing there. It was wheat fields, and an occasional tree and an occasional cow. And the county really didn't have enough people to patrol, police officers to patrol out there. So off we went. The state troopers did, though. So when you pass a cop going that fast, I mean, what are you going to do? So we went on by him, and this was right about the time Smokey and the Bandit was released. And so, so up ahead, you see the cop cars nose to nose across the freeway.
Oh boy!
And all the cops behind the car pointing their guns pointed over the top. Some of them had their shotguns out, pointed over the top of the cars, pointed at us. So of course we got to slow down, and we stopped. And it reminds me of "you some bitch." The cop saying that to my father, "You some bitch," Jackie Gleason. So anyway, so the police come out from behind the car, and they come up toward us, kind of in a half circle up, and had their hand on their gun belt. And one of them broke away, and he walked up and he came to the side of the car, and he looked down on the car. Hey, he looks up and shakes his head. He said, "Mr. Race, do you have any idea how fast you were going?" And Dad said, "Well, the speedometer was pegged at 150. The police officer said, and granted, he's got a 6-year-old in the car too. The officer said, "You were actually going 163 miles an hour. You were tripling the speed limit," because at this time in the '70s, everyone was 55. So he was tripling the speed limit. And Dad said, "Well, it's a new car, I'm trying to break it in." And
of course,
the officer said, "Well, sir, now that it's broke in, the speed limit is 55, around there, please. Would you mind giving some of the guys some autographs?" So he got out and he gave over all the guys autographs, and they all left. And he got back in the car, and we turned around and head back home. And he looked over at me. "Don't tell your mother."
There you go.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's hundreds and hundreds of stories. Like he used to, when he was in town, I didn't even know he was going to do this when he was like off. I'd be in school. I just got there like 15 minutes before. And the principal would come over, on the intercom thing. Justin Rice, please come to the principal's office. All right. I knew I wasn't in trouble. I was a good boy, or Santa. And or at least they didn't catch me. So I went to and so there was Dad standing there, and I'm looking at him like, "Why are you here?" And he just gives me he had this look that he gave me that was either shut up or be quiet or whatever, just kind of. And so I didn't say anything, and he'd sign me out and off to a doctor appointment. So we get out in the car, and I'm like, "I don't have a doctor appointment." He's like, "I know, we're gonna go have fun today." And so off we'd go. We'd go fishing or marching around in the
That's
woods
funny.
or just driving fast and getting caught by cops. And then in the afternoon, 4:30 or whatever, we'd stop and he'd get, payphone back then. He'd call the house from the payphone. He'd call home, tell my mom he was picking me up from school. Don't worry about it. And then he and I'd drive around for a little while, and we'd show up at the house at 5 o'clock. And he had just picked me up at school, and that's how, don't tell your mother.
Good.
So, and I never did. Every once in a while, I'll tell her, hey, my mom's right here right now. How about that?
Hi.
Hey. But yeah, there's stories I tell. Here, put that in. There's stories that I tell her now, or I'll tell now on a podcast, and she'll afterward she'll talk to me. She'll be like, "You guys did what?"
Yeah.
Hey, Ivana, Mrs. Ray.
Goodness, look
Hey,
at that beautiful woman.
Hi, how's it going there? Welcome to Renegade
Okay, I
Radio.
can barely hear.
I can't hear very well either.
Yeah, well, we use sign language too, so it's okay.
No, I think this is better out.
I can't do that.
No, I can't.
Oh. Here.
Oh,
Should I get my earphones?
hold on. I'm gonna take my earbuds off for a second
Okay,
so that you guys can hear her.
sure.
All I need now is a 12-year-old kid teaching me how to use the computer.
I need to come to your house and show you. It's easy.
How old are you,
Yeah.
Sean?
Let's
12?
see.
41.
All right, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You
All
guys
right,
do-
there we go. Heather. Hi, Mom. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going? Welcome to Renegade Radio. We're fans of your husband and good friends with your son. We love Justin. He's a good kid.
You're gonna have to lean in if you can't hear, because I can't make it louder.
Okay, now what'd you say?
This is Kenny, by the way.
You're beautiful. That's what we're telling you. We're telling you you're beautiful. That's what we're telling you.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Hi, Kenny.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, this is the one that I never told anything to.
Oh, okay.
Nothing
Sure.
I've ever known in my life. I don't want to find anything more out. In fact, I don't read this book.
Yeah. He'll just send you a signed copy there.
Well, and when she looks at me, when she finds out a story, she looks at me, you guys did what? Like it's my fault.
Yeah.
I was 8.
Yeah,
I
well,
did what Dad told me to do. He told me to hold on to the steering wheel while he threw the thing out the car. I mean, I was 8. It wasn't my choice.
that's funny. Well, you know what?
Well, the 3 of us had some good times together too.
With it being the holiday season, I'm sure you guys had a lot of memorable Thanksgivings and Christmases. I suppose any Thanksgiving memories at all since it's Turkey
Dad.
Week?
Thanksgiving.
Didn't he wrestle on Thanksgiving?
No, he never wrestled on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Well, we had there's a few Harley. There's a funny story about Christmas and decorating. He used to put this real, and we had the circle drive and a big front entrance with double doors and whatnot. And he had this big, huge, real pine wreath that they'd put together for him with a bunch of fronds into wire, and it went around the whole thing. It was probably 10 feet tall, 10 feet diameter, 10 feet diameter, and it was lit. He was great at putting up Christmas lights. I mean, the people in the neighborhood call me Clark now. Well, he was Clark before there was a Clark. And but he wasn't very good at taking them down.
Yeah.
And he worked a lot.
Yeah.
So the neighbor across the street one time, it was March or something, Dad was out front and the neighbor, hey, Harley, you ever gonna take those damn lights down? And he looked at the wreath and he grabbed the top and pulled it down, and
put his foot under the bottom and pulled it up a little bit. He goes, there, it's an Easter egg.
Wow.
But yeah, we had some interesting Christmases.
Did, did,
And where are
did,
you guys located?
Oh, all over the place.
oh,
Oh,
we live. Well, I live in Minnesota. I'm the host or co-host or founder, or whatever. I live in Minnesota. We got Mama T. She lives in Minnesota. She lives close to me. Uh, DJ Ken. He's in Las Vegas. Antique Man's in
That's Santa.
Texas. Santa, yeah, he's in Vegas. Screaming Sam. He's in Ohio, and I'm not too sure where Kenny's located, but
You're in Albany, aren't you, Kenny?
Yeah, the armpit of America, Albany, New York.
Perfect. And we had Antique Man who lives in Texas. So we have more people on our show, but a lot of them were busy and because of the holidays and just had stuff going on. So this is our season.
Well, we always had I mean, you were talking about Christmas. I mean, I think my
Yeah.
dad really had fun. I think uh he liked doing the Christmas thing, the Santa Claus thing and whatever. And as I think a lot of parents are, I mean, I had younger children once, and once they kind of the gig was up, it wasn't as fun anymore.
So let me ask you this then, would it be the holidays? What was the best gift you ever got from your parents? Or from
Oh, good
Santa Claus
heavens.
or whatever?
you won't believe what we did yesterday.
What?
Justin is going to build a.
Oh, he brought me a gingerbread house kit. Evidently I'm building a gingerbread house this year.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
They got. I mean, as an only child, and my father being who he was, I mean, in all modesty, I was blessed when I was a kid, and I got a lot of stuff. I mean, that was one thing as I grew up, I was wanted a brother and sister, and one time I think my father pointed out to me that, see all those presents around that tree? I said, yeah. Said, if you had a brother or sister, only half of them would be yours. I'm like, oh, all right, well, being an only child isn't so bad.
But I suppose
But I got.
But you probably
I
got
had
like
the whole
first
Star
Nintendo.
Wars collection and GI
Okay.
Joe, the
There you
foot
go.
called GI Joe ones, the old ones, and I had every Star Wars figure you could imagine, and Star Wars vehicle and whatnot, and the Death Star.
And before you said it, I was going to say the Death Star was the
Yeah.
cream of the crop. I got that for Christmas. It had the trash compactor on the bottom with the monster.
with the little
and
foam in it. That was supposed
I
to be
played with
garbage.
that forever. That was my jam right there.
Well, when they started coming out with the GI Joe, they were about Star Wars size figures, and then being an only child, I entertained myself. So I had a lot of wars with GI Joe versus Star Wars.
Very cool.
I suppose you got like the first Nintendo when it came out, Atari.
Atari.
Well, actually, I had a game called Pong.
Oh yeah.
The actual game set was about the size of a TV set nowadays. I mean, it was huge. It was probably 18 inches long and 12 inches wide.
Yeah.
And all it did was have a little thing on one side and a little black thing on one side and a white thing on the other, and you knocked a ball back and forth. This big console just to run that little operation. That's why I don't play video games anymore. It's too doggone many buttons on the joystick.
Well, you love them now because if you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, man, or you a Switch, man, it's like the graphics are unreal. How they make
graphics are cool, but there's too doggone many buttons to keep track of. When we were in Las Vegas for the Cauliflower Alley, they had a TV set up, and they had the
2K24,
the new video, the new WWE video.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at it. Now I was looking at the TV, I wasn't playing, and I thought it was a wrestling match of my father's.
Yeah.
And I walked closer and closer, and finally I saw these two little kids with these controllers that had 93 buttons on them. And I said, "Are you all that's a video?" And I realized it was a video game.
Yeah.
And I even took with my phone, I videoed it for a bit, and I sent it to a friend and didn't say anything. And I got a message back later. They said, the guy said, or the girl said, I watched that for a couple minutes thinking it was a real match until, you could tell like sometimes a computer makes a jolt or something where an inhuman type thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, she thought she was watching a match too. So I sat down, I was like, here, you be my dad and you be Dusty Rhodes or whatever, and let's see you go at it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tell
yeah.
him, I'd say, let me see let me see an atomic knee drop. Let me see a flying headbutt. Let me, it was awesome. Wouldn't
And
have
how
a clue
about
know how to do it, but
and how about for you, Kenny? I mean, yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of good holiday memories, just in wrestling or just, off the cuff, I suppose.
Jeez, yeah, my dad would bring me to all the shows. So I in like Boston area. So I got to see a lot of cool wrestling shows, and I remember getting tickets for Christmas, and then maybe a cold January going to a show over in geez, it would have been like Quincy area or somewhere outside of Boston, and seeing Chief Jay Strongbow versus Greg the Hammer Valentine. I remember that came from a Christmas gift
wow.
ticket, and Chief Jay, I was getting revenge for getting beaten up by Greg the Hammer, and he had a ring of keys, and he broke out, as the baby face, he broke out a ring of keys and just went to town on Valentine, and blood everywhere. And my dad explaining, oh no, it's because, and trying to tell me it was, finally the revenge. It was the up and coming baby face getting his revenge on the bad guy. And
Sure.
I was a young kid learning that. But
Well, we appreciate you guys coming on the show. I mean,
thank you.
honestly, I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
been great. This season has been a wonderful season. I couldn't ask for a better crew and a better bunch of guests, and I hope season 4 is just as good as, if not better than the this past season.
Hey, Sean, can I ask
Yeah.
one question? Can I ask one question?
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. Go
Hey,
ahead.
Kenny, who's the most famous wrestler you ever wrestled against, and how did that go?
So mostly I managed, but I did do tag team matches, much like Bobby the Brain Heenan. I would be up on the corner. I trained for pro wrestling. So I could do it. I bumped and did all, but mostly I was a manager. But I mean, I've been power bombed by Sid. I've been Cobra clutched by Sergeant Slaughter. I've been hot burrito by Tito Santana. It's not the hot burrito, it's the flying burrito. That's something else, huh? It took many finishers from both. I figured forward by Greg Valentine, Avalanche by Bundy. Bundy was one of my most favorites. I managed him the most. But in different things, quite often the manager, would end up taking the heat at the end and getting beat up by the guy. So, but as the top of the line, I guess, I got to meet Hulk Hogan backstage at Hall of Fame, WWE. We got Beefcake in for Hall of Fame, and he introduced me to Hogan. And as a kid, that was the guy that we all worshipped as a little kid, out in the Northeast here. So kind of cool to meet him. So, and I worked with Ric Flair, so I worked with all the big names at some point doing different things. Cool. Yeah,
right on.
You ever worked with my dad?
I worked with Harley too. New Jersey, 94, 95, 96, 97 in there, a handful of times.
Late. Yeah.
Yeah. It was late in the game, but he was at some shows. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, my best.
Speaking of, you said who was the favorite, most famous wrestler that ever?
Yeah.
Well, my father yelled at me when I was late coming in from curfew one time, and I got grounded. So I guess that was the worst I ever got from a professional wrestler.
A story I heard, Max Bear Jr. was talking about when he was growing up with, his dad, Max Bear. And he goes, yeah, I was about 18 years old, and I thought I was going to take on my old man. I invited him outside. A couple days later, when I woke up,
I have one very similar to that. I was about 14 or 15, and I had come home late or whatever, and I didn't think I could take my dad. I wasn't that stupid. But I did be kind of mouth off to it, lip off a little bit.
Yeah.
And he went to kind of give me just a little tap, that shut me up with his right hand, and I moved, and he missed, and that pissed him off. So then the left came. And about Tuesday or next Wednesday, the next week when I woke up, I realized that wasn't such a good idea. And the next time, just let him tap you with the left or with the right, because you don't want the left. You know what he says about his left. If I hit someone with my left hand and they're still standing, I walk around behind them to see what's holding them up.
He's right.
Yeah.
Wow, what
That's
do you
great.
expect?
Oh, you didn't know that either?
No, I didn't know that either.
Wow.
Hey, don't tell your mother.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. No,
Well, I mean, now when I say that, I tell her, I said, well, he told me not to tell you. He didn't say
Yeah.
at 35 years old, you can tell her. He said, don't tell her. So I don't know.
She's going to have to read the book to find out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, my best memories, what it came, and I'll just say it before we end here. As far as like with Vader or with Harley Race anyway, was what his time with Vader. Because that's when I started watching WCW with the early Clash of Champions and the way WCW was at the time and how they allowed more of an extreme way of wrestling compared to just a traditional match. And I'll never forget those days. Those were some really good days, and people need to do some research on that for sure.
The reason that my father was the managed Vader was hurting guys.
He was babysitting.
He got too much adrenaline going, and
Yep.
I mean he was hurting people. And there was only one person that would listen to him, or if he didn't listen to him, one person that could take care of business with him.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that was Dad. So if you really watch some of the matches with when Dad was managing Vader closely, often it might look like he was interfering, trying to get the other guy, but what he was really doing was protecting the other guy by getting Vader off of him, or he made it look good. But if you really, now that you know that, if you really watch those matches closely, you'll notice that my dad was more in there to keep Vader under control and protect the other guy.
Well, was he managing him when he faced Mick Foley or Cactus Jack back in the early '90s? And
Oh, I'm sure he
almost,
was.
I think he ate his ear or bit his ear off or something like that. I'm sure Harley
His
really
ear
didn't
got
like that.
stuck in a like a hangman's drop, but they call
That
that
was
when
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
It pulled
Yeah,
most of it
well,
off. Yeah.
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 I don't know. That's a crazy
It wasn't a
story,
Mike
but
Tyson thing. It was more of
yeah,
a accidental tear off
Yeah, it was
thing.
an accident. Yeah.
yeah. Well, either way, we appreciate having you guys on, and just thank you for
Thanks
spending
so
time
much.
with us. I
Yeah,
do
it was great.
appreciate it,
Thanks for coming out.
and to my crew and everything, I appreciate all you guys too. And let's celebrate season 3 as we only can, and look forward to
We'll
next
see you in
season.
season 4.
Have a
Absolutely,
Merry
absolutely.
Christmas. Oh,
You give us a book
Merry
update.
Christmas. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you
Take it
next
easy,
time.
all you folks out there.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
Bye bye.
Merry Christmas.